I don't know if we're ready.
What are we facing here?
I don't know if we're ready, guys. Are you ready, chat? Are you ready for Path of Exile 2? It's 1 hour and 19 minutes. What were we just talking about with bloat? Are we doomed? Is it already bloated? I don't know. I'm a little worried, guys. I'm a little worried. All right, let's get into it, baby. I'm so excited, man. I'm super excited. I'm going to be playing this in 4 days. Today is 11/30/2024, and the game, I think, launches in early access on the 6th, so 6 days. We'll be playing it day one. We'll be playing it day one, and I already know that Warrior is one of the races that we can play. I'll be playing the Warrior. 100%. 100%. The chunkiest, fattest Warrior possible. It's going to be great. But let's do it, baby. Path of Exile 2.
Sir, just what are we
How's the
facing
sound,
here?
guys? Let me turn the sound up.
The old world. Ready your men, Captain.
Okay.
We'll only get one chance.
And remember, when you hear the whispers, call for help. Do not attack.
When you hear the whispers, what do you think he was on about?
It's Dorman, right?
Yeah.
I like the animation.
Shut your damn mouth.
Shut your damn mouth, son.
Why do I always get stuck with these rookies?
Hey, the kid's got a mean cleave. Give him a chance.
Quiet.
Okay. Oh! Oh, dude, that looks awesome. Sounded decent.
Sullen.
That was cool. That was really cool. Yeah, they upped the animation value, yeah. Grinding Gear Games has made, like, crazy amounts of money on Path of Exile 1. Crazy amounts. I think they're going all in, and they're using their money well here for Path of Exile 2. I think that's what's clear. Oh my god. Media company, I think you're right, Cinder. I don't think it's a good idea, but I think you're right.
Eh, Captain? Rookie can't even lift his own sword. Captain Oren? Captain? It's here. Rain! Send the signal!
Okay.
What the fuck?
It was just like, what the?
On my back, blade up!
Okay.
Come on. I'm ready.
It's like a horror game.
It's a man.
No,
No.
it's not.
Some zombie or some shit. That's cool. That's really cool.
Run!
Dude, this looks great, man. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, that's vicious.
Captain!
Oh my god. Oh, damn. Who's this Giga Chat? Guys, I don't know the story of Path of Exile 1.
Stop. Humanity isn't ready. On your
Okay.
feet, lad.
Sir, the captain,
You'll be fine. Here.
Uh-oh. What's this ball?
What is it?
Dude, this is more grimdark than Diablo 4. They just decided to supersede Diablo in every way. Like, we've seen gameplay. The gameplay for this game is already better than Diablo 4, and it's like not even close. But now they're taking the grimdark title as well? Like, holy crap. Dude, grinding gear came to play, bro. This is insane.
Stop. Mortal. It can still be contained.
Okay.
You don't know what you have unleashed.
Your kind no longer control this world. We cannot destroy your body, it's true. But you will watch as we destroy everything you have built.
I agree with
Find
him.
him!
I don't know who he is, but I agree with him. He's probably a bad guy.
Fear.
Like, dude, this game looks so grim dark right now. I love it, man. I'm super excited.
Grow.
Get
my
right back
child.
into it.
I'll make sure you can eat your fill.
Oh, dude, it's like some, like, hentai monster. So he released some, like, elder god or something. I have no idea about Path of Exile 1's story, but it's something like this. Ooh, okay. A little leg twitch. What the hell is that? What is that? I don't even know. Boom, boom, boom. Did you guys ever see that meme of like a JRPG where the first level is like save a kitten and like the last level is you fight God? I don't know if you ever seen that meme. It's a very good meme because it's true. Like pretty much all JRPGs are like that. Path of Exile is also like that. Like first part of Path of Exile 1, you're like this dude on a beach who just like washed up on shore. And then by the end of the game, you're like, I think it's like the fourth main boss, you're already killing gods. So, yeah. It's very similar.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers,
Hello, Jonathan
game director
Rogers.
on Path of Exile 2.
This guy is the visionary, the Giga Chad of Path of Exile.
Now,
Give
Path
him
of Exile
respect.
2 is going into early access in around 2 weeks on December the 6th.
Man.
Even though it's
I'm
early
so
access,
ready.
this isn't just some small test.
I'm so ready.
The game is huge.
There's some video essays.
In this
Yeah,
live
exactly.
stream, we're going to be introducing everything you can
Exactly.
expect. So without further ado, let's roll the gameplay trailer.
How's it sound, by the way, guys?
Existence
Is it
a
overpowering
thing
or
of
no?
Beauty, precious, but impermanent.
Okay, all right. What is this?
Life and death are mortal enemies.
Good, okay.
And yet bound to one another. The continuation of life must be protected at all.
Wait, this is like Aztec lands. This is really funny because the setting of the Diablo 4 DLC is basically like the Aztec Amazon jungle. So this is, I feel like they're doing this on purpose.
all costs.
Wait, did they just slice a dude in half?
At all costs.
Oh my god. This is, oh my god, this is like a direct slap at Blizzard. This entire thing is a slap at Blizzard. This is so fucking funny.
Some have said my methods are brutal.
This is what Diablo 4 should have been, guys. Dude, no, Zalent. Okay, so did you play Diablo 1 and 2, Zalent? Because Diablo 1 and 2 was like, you know, bodies on pikes and like blood gushing out and everything like that. Like, just like torsos hanging around and shit. And Diablo 3 and 4 were such a departure from that. Like, Diablo 4 had its moments, but, like, it didn't have many of them. This is already insane.
To this, I say, there can be no salvation without sacrifice.
Yeah, okay. Oh, this is the monk. This is what you were saying. There he is. This is my boy. This is my boy, guys. He's fat. He's stupid. He's hitting things with a fucking hammer. The warrior. This is my boy. D3 is darker than D4? I mean, I think, yeah, the one event of someone dying was more dark, but, like, I mean, I think in general, the theme of Diablo 4 is more dark, but it's still, they didn't go all the way. They only did half measures. D4 bad. No, okay. Unironically, I don't think D4 is bad. I think D4 is, like, just very casual. And there's nothing wrong with being very casual. But it is very casual. And it's a complete departure from 1 and 2, for sure. And it's like a continuation of the casual nature of Diablo 3, which I don't like as much. And, like, it has its moments. I've enjoyed Diablo 4. I've enjoyed parts of Diablo 4 very much. Like, Season 4 was really, really good. That was the big item rework and everything like that. But I think in general, absolutely the theming of Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2, especially right now, and even Last Epoch is far superior. Absolutely. Like, Last Epoch is a small team. It's not a Grinding Gear Games level team. And Last Epoch's, like, theming is also really good. It's more time travel-y, it's more sci-fi, but it's still really, really freaking cool. And there's some really cool elements to the story as well. Dude, he just had a shield and he was just, like, banging the shield, man. I love that. Oh my god. I'm gonna make, like, 5 warrior builds. I love how they just hang people. Hold on. Guys. Guys. Did you see it? The skill tree. I went back too far. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so ready. I heard that there's 1,500 nodes in the skill tree, guys. 1,500. They're fucking ridiculous. Yeah, so we heard you guys like skill trees, yeah. The armor sets look really cool. Ooh, wait. Do we just turn into Lilith? I feel like Grinding Gear Games is directly competing. They're throwing down the gauntlet. Like, there's so many references to Diablo. And they're like, hey, we're doing this shit better. Fuck you, Blizzard. Suck my dick. I genuinely feel like they're doing it. Like, there's too many coincidences, guys. We're only 6 minutes in the video. Like a Scion? Yeah, maybe. You know what I want, Stasis Guy? I want Crusader. I want Grinding Gear Games to see everyone clamoring for, like, Paladin or Crusader, and Diablo 4 just slapping us all in the face, being like, no, you guys get the Spiritborn. And Spiritborn is cool. I like the Spiritborn. I played the Spiritborn. I played multiple builds on the Spiritborn. It's actually a really fun class. But it's not the Paladin or Crusader archetype, and we were desperately asking for it. And it's like, you know, the entire game takes place in hell. Like, how the fuck are we not having a Paladin in here, man? Like, what the fuck? And I want the unlockable class later on, Zaylant, to be like a Crusader Paladin archetype, just as an extra slap in the face. And I feel like Grinding Gear Games is petty enough to do it, because they're doing everything else to compete. Like, this is so funny.
We are faced with the end.
I love it.
And I will do what I must.
What is this? This is like a map world. Okay. Overworld. The combat, the moment-to-moment combat looks so good. And like that's definitely like the downside for me for Path of Exile 1. Because it's better now. Like, Settlers of Kalgor fixed it a lot. For Melee especially. But the moment-to-moment gameplay of Path of Exile 1 is definitely not as smooth as Diablo 4 Last Epoch. It's just not. It's just really not. Especially for Melee. And I'm a Melee guy. So, this right here, this gameplay is the biggest thing for me. And this is the biggest improvement. Oh, God, I'm so excited. After Rod opened his mouth, I don't know what. Send it to me. I didn't see Rod open. I haven't looked at Twitter much over the past 2 weeks. I've been taking direct care of my dad after his surgery. I have no idea what Rod said. Yeah, PM it to me, Salem, if you could. Okay.
Those who obsess with death.
Hey, Lost Queen, welcome! How goes it? We're back with a rare stream. It's been 2 weeks since I've been on regularly. We're looking at Path of Exile.
Now, as you just saw, even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big game.
It looks gigantic.
It's actually been 5 years since we announced PoE 2, and over that time
Wow,
we've revealed
it
a
has been
lot.
5.
But it's been in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to keep track of it all. So today we're going to do a full rundown of
How
all
are you
the
doing,
content
Lost
that will be
Queen?
available
Welcome.
at the start of early access. Classes, character progression systems, and for the first time, a full overview of the endgame. This is going to be a big one, so get comfortable. For 20 years, Rayclast has been free from any sources of corruption, but the Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power,
Yes.
intends to harness it once more.
Okay.
The dead are rising, monsters are mutating, and madness is spreading. Under the dark...
He just chunked him, man. Let's see
monsters
that
are
again.
mutating, and madness is spreading.
Oh my god, the head is just like flopped off. Oh, dude, this is so grimdark. I love it. This is what I've been yearning for, boys. This is what I've been yearning for, man. I've missed this. So, is that weird how much I've missed, like, grimdark? I've been in here a while. Yeah, here you go. This video will explain everything, Lost Queen. You definitely don't know what's going on. My dad had a heart surgery, so definitely check that video out later. That's where I've been, and, you know, we're on for the rare stream. I don't know how long I'll be on. I'm not going to be on that long tonight. Probably for a couple more hours only. But I'm glad to be here, and I missed you guys, and I hope you guys missed me. And definitely, if you're not in the Discord, make sure to hop in the lovely Discord as well, Lost Queen. So you can catch up on all the stuff. I do talk in Discord actively still. That is the one thing I'm active on. And, of course, the lovely, lovely YouTube has some fun stuff as well. DM me the link. DMing me on Discord is always the best way, Zaylin. Always the best way. I mean, you can put it here as well, but also send it to me on Discord because it's easier for me to click through Discord, for sure. Absolutely. Aw, we love you more, Neos. Absolutely.
Under the dark influence of corruption, the Count doles out sentences
Dude,
of
this
death
guy's
to any who would
gigantic.
question him.
I love how it shows the neck snap for all your characters as well.
And this is where you find yourself
Okay.
at the start of PoE 2.
So we're an escapist type of person from death again in this game. Okay. That makes sense.
Explore the dark forests of Ogham. traverse the barren plains of the Vesteri Desert,
Okay.
and delve into the jungle ruins of Utsal, an ancient Val city.
There we go. Spiritborn.
There are challenging monsters, hidden runes,
Okay.
lost camps and treasures, roaming merchants,
Thank you,
and
Neos.
of course,
Good to see you,
unique
my friend.
bosses. No two areas are the same. It falls to you to track down the seed of corruption, the
Oh,
source
man.
of all this devastation. On the way, you'll face fearsome monsters,
Ooh, that
meet
looks
strange
cool.
characters,
Those are hyenas.
forge unlikely bonds,
They are
and
hyenas.
uncover lost civilizations.
Kind of hyenas.
But first, you'll need to pick a class. Now, Early Access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them. The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat, and his mechanics...
Ooh, that looks cool. So he like shot a wave of ice and exploded it. It does look very fluid.
involve building up and keeping momentum.
That's
All
cool.
classes in PoE2, you'll want to use a wide variety of
I could
skills
play
to
this,
mix and match
yeah.
different combos.
It's no warrior, but
To
secondary. I'll
get
play
new
this.
skills, you will first need to find skill gems.
That sounds cool.
Using a skill gem will open the gem cutting menu, which shows all the active skills available
I'll
in
check it out,
PoE2.
Jalen. Yeah.
You can choose an existing skill to level up, or choose to engrave a new.
This, by the way, guys, is one of the biggest changes of Path of Exile 2 compared to 1. They are completely revamping this skill tree system, essentially, by not having actual skill gems anymore. So you don't have to worry about sockets. You don't have to worry about, like, adding sockets and making sure, like, you have a blue and a red linked, and if you don't, then your entire item is borked and all that. Oh my god, that shit was so stupid. Like, it was good for the time, but I'm really, really glad we moved on from that. I'm so glad for this. We just don't have that anymore. And thank God. Yeah, I love the changes of skills. It was so tedious before. Exactly. Tedious is the word I was looking for. It was so freaking tedious before. I completely agree. I completely agree. I hated, like, you know, micromanaging the hell out of the skill gems and the sockets, man. It was so stupid.
One. Since this is a level 7 skill gem,
Okay.
even if you pick a new skill, it will immediately be level 7. So there's no harm in trying out something new.
So they heard about one of the big pain points of Path of Exile 1 being directly that, you know, respecking is taking a long time. We have to save up so much currency, this, that. They're just like, yeah, you can respec anytime. All right. Thank you. There we go. I appreciate that, Path of Exile 2.
The monk primarily uses the quarterstaff.
Okay.
There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice,
The lightning
and
looks
wind.
cool.
But
Oh
don't
my
think you have to
god.
stick to just one.
Airbender.
The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all 3.
We got an airbender, boys.
Let's try killing palm. Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation.
Okay.
If there's an enemy on low life, you can use killing palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge. Then we can use a different skill to consume that power charge for a much more devastating attack. The monk also
One thing that they stated in at least like the other reveals, the ones that we've already covered, and I'll link them all down below in the description, every single one that we've done, again, the druid, the mercenary, the ranger, and the witch, I think were the ones that had the own individual reveals. With all of those, they were saying that one thing that they wanted to do was make sure every build is not just a one-point wonder, where you just focus on one skill and you spam the same button every time, and that's all you do, which is what happens to a lot of ARPGs. And so they're adding a lot of, like, interplay between the skills. Like, the mercenary, it basically uses what amounts to guns. They're crossbows, but they're different types of crossbow ammunition, which basically one is like a grenade launcher, one is like a machine gun, one is like a sniper. So you can, like, for example, shoot out a poison gas cloud with one skill and then shoot a fire bolt at it, essentially, a bolt of fire. And the bolt of fire will explode the gas cloud. And there's, like, all of these interplays between different skills, which I love. I love. This is what I wanted. And this is what, like, you know, Diablo 4 sometimes tries to do, but, like, this is much better. This looks much more They're
Also
really
has
leaning
powerful
into it.
combo skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant resonating
Yeah,
bell.
combo spells. Yeah, yeah.
Hitting the bell causes it to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it.
Okay.
You can also do things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strikes.
Oh, that's cool.
The monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff.
Okay.
If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use Staggering Palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do will shoot out wind projectiles.
Yeah.
There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves, so this just scratches the surface of the options that you have.
So for just one weapon archetype, that is not the class, that is not anything else, that is just the weapon archetype, there's 21 different skills. Okay. All right. I see you, Path of Exile 2. All right, Grinding Gear Games.
By endgame, you'll be dashing from pack to pack, spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks.
Oh, that's cool. It's like frost waves coming out.
Now, if you like a style of melee that's a little slower but hits much harder, then the warrior is for you.
Oh, yeah. This is my boy.
He pounds the ground with big chunky
Let's
attacks.
pound
and shrug
the
off hits of
ground
small
like a
enemies with large
badass,
amounts of armor.
guys.
Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control.
Yes.
Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go. And if you
Ooh.
find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time.
The being able to dodge roll out of anything and animation cancel actually adds so much to the game. It adds so much to the game, and you can't do this in most ARPGs. Oh my god, this is huge. Especially wind-up timers.
Among the skill option for maces, you'll find a variety of...
Okay, we got Earthquake. I'm looking at the monk looks good, but like this is what I really want to see. So we got hold on, let's take CCs off. So we got Hammer of the Gods, Ancestral Warrior Totem. That's like the ultimates or whatever. We got Earthquake, Bone Shatter, Rolling Slam. I just want to read the names. Shield Charge. Okay. I wonder if we have a shield throw. Can we make a shield throw? I don't know. Armor Breaker, Shockwave Totem. This is just mace. Oh god. This is not sword, this is not axe. This is just the mace. Infernal Cry, Resonating Shield, Shield Wall, Volcanic Fissure. So that's like, you know, striking the ground, lava comes out. Earth Shatter, Leap Slam, Sunder. Yeah, we've seen a lot of these in Path of Exile 1. Okay, alright, alright. They aren't double dipping. Yeah, no, that is another good thing, Zalen. Yeah, that's a good point. So, for anyone who doesn't know, if you're watching this video for the first time or anything like that, you're wondering, I played Path of Exile 1. I spent $1,000 on microtransactions. What the hell am I going to do with Path of Exile 2? I don't want to re-spend that money. Everything transfers over. Everything. All of it. You bought 20 stash tabs, it all comes over. You bought certain skins, and I think they have to, like, you know, port every skin over. You get them. Everything comes over. It's insane. And one game that did it the other way around and pissed off a lot of people was Smite. I don't know if you ever heard of Smite. I know you like MOBAs. That's why I'm bringing it up. So Smite 1 versus Smite 2. So Smite 1, you know, was a 12-year long-running game, 13-year long-running game. And there was, like, so many skins, so many gods, as in, like, the heroes and such, to play as and so on. And then when they're making Smite 2, they basically gave what amounts to a glorified coupon for getting some characters and some semblance of skins, like a fraction of the skins in Smite 2. And completely double dipping. It was so stupid. And it really, really split the player base a lot for that reason. So yeah, that is an example of a game doing it wrong, and that is an example of Path of Exile doing it right. You're absolutely
Slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills. Here, I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire.
Okay.
Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt with lava.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay. So you can land on like a ground slam on it and it lights it up. That's cool. That is cool.
I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage.
Okay.
The warrior can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill.
All right.
Seismic Cry, for example, will double any slams from your next attack. The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness.
Oh my god.
If you want to go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield. In PoE 2, you can raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front, even
All damage from the front? There's no stamina bar? That's crazy. Dude. That's a turtle build? Dude, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking too, Salient. Like a regen turtle build? Absolutely.
Else. While holding up your shield, your stun meter will build as you take damage, so be careful. If
Okay.
it reaches
Okay, so you can get your stance broken.
100%, your stance will break
That makes
and you will be
sense.
vulnerable.
That makes sense.
Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash.
Ooh,
If you see
okay.
one of these coming, make sure to dodge out of the way. Using a shield also
Still
gives
good,
you
though.
access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and
Please tell me there's a Captain America shield throw. If there's a Captain America shield throw, I will make that my build.
stun them. While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front. The warrior also has access
That's
to totems.
That's
Some
really
totems
cool.
have built-in abilities, like Shockwave Totem, which can be placed to stun nearby enemies and trigger aftershocks like those from the earthquake.
Oh my
But you
god.
can also get ancestral
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but the third shockwave had spikes come out as well. So it had like an extra nuance to it if you repeat do it.
warrior totems, which allow you to use any slam skill in your repertoire.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a meta skill, which means that it's a skill you can put other skills into.
Huh. So you can tailor make, in this case, the warrior totem by putting other skills into it. And do whatever you want. You could put Fisher into it. You could put Ground Slam into it. You could put this. You could put that. That's cool. Holy
I can
shit.
take a slam like Sunder and socket it into my ancestral warrior totem. Now when I summon
That's
him, he'll sit there and
cool.
slam the monsters from a distance.
Oh my god.
There are 20 active skills for maces, so there's a lot more to try out. But by endgame, you're going to be dropping hammers
If
from
the
the
gem
sky.
has meta tag on it, yeah, go ahead. Oh, okay, yeah. So every meta gem can do that. So now a meta gem is a bit different than it was in PoE 1. Okay. Hell yeah. There was a spectral throw shield, which makes copies of your shield to throw at enemies in PoE. I don't know if there was shield toss. Interesting. Okay, Zaylen, I got you. Well, that's something. That is definitely something. And Sixon, buddy, welcome to stream. Welcome to the Corey Crew. What kind of games do you like to play, watch, and enjoy? We're watching this for the very first time. If you enjoy the vibes, drop a follow, my friend. We have covered Path of Exile 2 multiple times. I do have a YouTube channel, and we're recording this for YouTube as well. Drop a follow, my friend. Welcome to the Corey Crew, dude. What is the class you're most looking forward to in Path of Exile 2? For me, it's the Warrior. Absolutely. But, Mercenary is also close second, and I'm going to make a Monk as well early. And obviously, I'm playing it in like 4 days or whatever, so we're going to be playing it immediately when it's available. 100%. 100%, dude. Going Warrior as well. Titan. I don't know what Titan is, but I'm excited. Yeah, we're only 13 minutes in the vid, so if it's something that's revealed later on, we'll get to it. The dude, hell yeah, man.
Fearlessly into combat and separating the very earth you stand on.
That's awesome.
Time for some ranged attacks.
Okay.
The ranger is primarily
So that's
about
all they showed for the Warrior so far. That's okay. Titan is Ascendancy. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
the bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well.
I know that they are adding what amounts to Titan's Grip, 6-in. So if you guys don't know what Titan's Grip is a warrior ability in World of Warcraft where you can wield two-handed weapons in one hand. And yeah, I'm doing that. I'm definitely doing that, boys. 100% doing that. Say Warrior's gonna have the Hammerden style build if you enjoyed that build in D2. Yeah, probably Salient, yeah. And welcome, Dragnox. Good to see you. Good to have you in here, my friend. We miss you. We love you. I hope you're doing great. Welcome back, Dragnox. Hell yeah. Good to see you, my friend. The rare stream, since I've been taking care of my dad so much over the past 2 weeks, but I am here now, and we're excited. Sessions are explained later. Every class is 2 in early access. We'll have 3 on release. Okay, gotcha. So we'll have probably a list of them later on. That's good to know.
Well, in PoE 2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the ranger has that allow you to jump around,
The shoot while moving is huge for ranged. And like they showcase this. I have my if you guys want the ranger build, the ranger and the mercenary were really cool. Path of Exile. Just bring up my my thingy. I'll link this all in the description below when we put the video up, by the way, guys. Do not worry. Do not worry. Okay, so this one is the Ranger, which unironically looks good. I don't even like Rangers in general. And this is the Mercenary, and the Mercenary looks fucking badass. Dude, the Mercenary looks so good. And it's because it's guns. Like, yeah, I'm in a, a high fantasy world, and I have a grenade launcher. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Bree, welcome. We miss you. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Welcome, Bree. Thank you so much for the kind sub, my friend. I appreciate that. Only our 3rd sub since I got back on. Thank you so much for hopping back in and being so kind. Grenades look fun. Hell yeah, 6 on. Hell yeah, buddy. Dude, drop a follow. Join the community, my friend. Especially if you're able to play in the early access, you can join us, my friend. Absolutely. I think we can have like clans and stuff as well. This is our lovely, lovely Discord if you end up joining. Welcome, 6 on. Hell yeah, buddy. If I'm saying your name wrong, by the way, let me know how to say it correctly. We love to make new friends. We love to have a good time, and we create some awesome regular content of full variety. I don't know if you play other ARPGs as well, but I have played a good bit and covered a good bit of Diablo 4. And my favorite current ARPG, obviously Path of Exile 2 is going to, mix that list up a bit. But Last Epoch. I don't know if you played Last Epoch, but Last Epoch is so fucking good. Really underrated. $30 only for the entire game, and it is just really, really impeccably made. And it's so fun. Every different skill has a skill tree, basically. As Corey on speaker, there you go. Lots of love, King Dragnox. Thank you so much, man. Torn between how to do a poisonous concoction-esque build or a warrior. You don't know poisonous concoction scaled off your health flask? Oh, yeah. Use the shield to weapon? Yeah, exactly, Zaylan. Who knows, man? I mean, I'm going warrior. I can tell you that much. I'm going warrior. But, I mean, we're going to try a little bit of everything. I'm going to be playing this game a lot, for sure. And even if I can't play it all here, I'll be playing a lot of it up when I'm at the hospital with my dad as well. So I'll be able to play at least a bit here and there.
Have a lot of mobility and
we'll be describing builds, and I'll be making some build guides.
Bow skills have a variety of lightning, poison, ice, and physical attacks.
Yeah, we saw a lot of these in the Ranger playthrough.
Lightning attacks
really good.
Bounce around between targets. You can also stick lightning arrows in the ground which explode when hit by the bouncers, or electrocute enemies to take them out of combat.
The jump dodge shooting down ability is so cool. Like, that by itself makes me want to play this class, because that ability archetype was my favorite thing to do for Monster Hunter Rise. The light bowgun, you could shoot down at the ground and shoot yourself up in the air, and like shoot the explosive in the ground as well at the same time. And basically, like, you could like time it and be able to shoot the monsters in the air. It was so cool. It was so cool that I made light bowgun in Monster Hunter Rise for that reason. Oh, damn, he got stunned.
Ice attacks lay to slow and freeze enemies to keep them away from you. Using poison, not only can you slowly damage your enemies from afar,
you look very
but also
agile
grow some
as the Ranger.
interesting plants.
It's really cool.
With 21 bow skills and all the mobility and combo tools the Ranger has, you can take advantage of every situation. By endgame, you'll be creating hundreds of arrows, be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or spraying out of tornadoes.
That looks pretty cool, guys. Like, I'm not a Ranger guy, and this looks cool.
You might have noticed in the bottom left of the screen that the flask slots look a little different.
Yeah, we only have 2 flasks, 1 health and 1 mana.
In PoE 2, you have 1 dedicated life flask slot and 1 mana flask slot.
Ooh.
Flasks gain charges as you kill enemies, and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full.
Wow.
But that's not the only thing you can use charges for. Charms are a new item type that will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage types.
Holy shit. So they really changed how this entire system works. I like it.
Having trouble with getting frozen?
What this also does, by the way, is it lowers the amount of things that they have to play with in terms of the amount of, I guess, what is it called? Things that can be broken in the game, like, you know, a certain flask that'll just completely negate a certain style of content or whatever. Now you only have 2 flasks. And also, you don't say you had like a really long fight in Path of Exile 1, you could go, which is not a good idea, but you could go like 5 health flasks and just like have like a shit ton of health charges and just never die because you have so much freaking health. Instead, now you're limited. So that means that they can design the bosses in such a way that endurance actually means a lot. It can make a difference. This is good. This is only a good thing. Limited amount of health, limited amount of mana.
When it's fully charged, it will
Adding
make you immune
skill.
to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill more monsters.
That's cool.
You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt.
Okay. So charms are directly related to your belt, and instead of because your belt was the potion charges.
The mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility.
Dude,
power,
look at
and
this.
mobility.
Dude, it's just a shotgun. Dude, we just have a shotgun. We have an AA-12.
All classes in Path of Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD, which makes this class play exactly like a shooter.
Yes, it
For
does.
the crossbow, you will find skills that work like shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and even grenade launchers. But not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too.
And I'm gonna definitely make a mercenary, guys, at some point, and it's gonna be the American build, just shotgunning everything. Oh my god.
Too. It's very fast to switch between ammo types, as long as you already have them loaded, which makes the mercenary able to combo abilities together for devastating effect.
Hell yeah.
Use Glacial Bolt to create walls of ice to separate enemies,
This
then
combo
switch
is
to
so
fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage.
You turn the wall of ice that you just made into an explosive, essentially. It shoots out shrapnel. That
If
is
I come across an
such
armored
a
enemy,
cool idea.
I could use armor-piercing rounds to break their armor, and then high-velocity rounds to take them down. Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison enemies before
Yep,
detonating
the
the
fire
cloud
to
with an
explode
explosive
it.
shot for massive damage.
I think out of all of the Path of Exile 2 videos that we covered so far, I would say the Druid one was my favorite, but I think Mercenary was a close second. All of them look really good, but those two especially, because like there's no Druid in Path of Exile 1. And, you know, Druid in Diablo 4 fucking sucks. Like, it absolutely blows goats. It's easily the worst class always in Diablo 4 for some reason. They hate Druids. I don't know what the fuck it is. And Path of Exile, you know, there wasn't really the Druid archetype. You could do some things, you could do totems, things like that, but like you couldn't do like a Druid. And so the Druid being in this is in Path of Exile 2 is really, really cool. Absolutely, absolutely. And the mercenary is just guns, which is so cool.
If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon artillery ballistas. These have a minimum range, so you'll want to prepare your position carefully before moving in.
Oh my god. It's shooting up in the air.
There are 22 active skills for crossbows. By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as
Hell
you litter the
yeah.
battlefield with
Dude,
grenades and pepper your enemies with your automatic
explosions,
shotgun.
explosions.
If you're looking to take a back seat and let your minions do the work, then the witch should be your choice. She can call for
I'll have to do a witch build at some point. Like, I don't normally do minion builds, but this does look so fun.
forth hordes of undead
Everything looks
monsters
fun
to
in this
fight for
game.
her, while casting
That's the
powerful
good
chaos
part.
spells that debilitate her enemies. Occult skills are some of the most varied in the game, with skeletons, noxious spells, specialty minions, curses,
I don't
and
know. It
sacrificial
looks
magic.
fun, Darkshade. Rule
Before
of
we talk
cool.
about minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit.
Spirit, okay.
This is a spirit gem, which allows you to pick from a range of persistent skills. All
Oh.
classes have a variety of these skills which can add some very interesting effects. Like
This was the mana reserve. So basically, this is like a rework of the mana reserve system in Path of Exile 1. I like how they're just like reworking like so many of the things in PoE 1. Like, this is so cool.
armor which does cold damage to enemies that hit you, or raging spirits which summon fiery skulls each time you cast a fire spell.
Okay.
For the witch though, we'll want to be using our spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time. Here I'm using the skill screen to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap but weak, useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to unsummon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists. Permanent minions come with special active abilities called command skills.
Okay.
You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect.
You can explode your own minions. I love it. I love it.
If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter. This new weapon type is imbued with even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if you want an even bigger army than that, you can take advantage of corpses to summon true hordes of minions.
I wonder what the limit is. I mean, they like minion builds in Path of Exile 1. Like, you can make some crazy-ass minion builds. I wonder what the limit is.
But what can a witch do while her army is at work? Well, she has a range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them. Or, you know...
Dude, that... Hold on. Let's go back. That bone spear looks so clean. The graphics in this game is actually insane.
Range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills...
Look at that. It's like this green, like, ethereal energy just creating bones.
...to impale them.
And they're like... They shoot out like spears. This is so cool, man. It's such nice small detail that they're adding into every skill in this game. I think that is super freaking cool.
Or, you know, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down. There are 25 active occult skills. By the endgame, you'll be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming everything in its path.
I want to make like a life siphoning one.
The sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes.
Right.
This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar.
This will probably be like the last class I make. Like, I'm not a big mage guy.
The elemental skills have everything you
Doesn't
might
look
expect
bad.
and more. Fireballs, icy explosions, lightning storms, you get the idea. Each spell is unique and has many different ways to build and combo with others, even between different
Okay, that's really cool. So, you shattered a giant ice thing on the ground. Big old icicle. And then you shot lightning all over it, and the lightning travels everywhere. That's pretty cool. Melee mage? Yeah, maybe.
elements.
I don't know if they're going
For
to have
example,
that kind.
Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that pass through it.
Oh,
If
that's
you place
cool.
a wall and fire
All of the lightning is fiery as well.
lightning sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage.
That's pretty cool.
It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with bonuses to lightning skills can really power up a combo like this.
Wait, what? So you can insta swap in, and like they're basically incorporating that into builds. Okay. That's really fucking cool. Okay. I didn't know they're going hard on that.
The
That's
sorceress can
interesting.
also take advantage of powerful trigger gems. For example, you could grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm.
Yeah.
As you ignite enemies, a counter will go
It'll shoot a firestorm.
up in the top left corner.
Yeah.
When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast to the enemy that
That's
was
really
ignited.
cool.
There are 25 active elemental skills. By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right.
They
as you
talked
rain
about
down
trigger
elemental
spells
storms
and
on
like
your
another
foes.
one. I remember that.
Now, those are the characters that will be available at the start of early access, but we will be adding 6 more character classes with just as many skills and options as these. There's a lot more to come.
And so Druid is not in the first wave, which is totally fine. So we have time to play Warrior until Druid comes out.
There's one more important thing to mention about skills.
Okay.
Even though we talk about them as belong to each class, in reality there are no
Everyone can play everything. That's what he's gonna say. Which is so fucking cool.
restrictions.
Yeah.
You can use all these skills on any class
Yeah.
so long as you have the attributes. For example, a poison ranger might want to try out using occult curses to increase her poison damage.
Exactly.
Or a monk might want to trigger elemental ice walls to use with his glacial cascade combo. The possibilities for cross
That looks cool as hell, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, dude, that looks really cool for the monk.
class combos are practically unlimited.
That looks dope
We're
as
looking
shit.
forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we haven't even scratched the surface of
what
what
was
is
that?
possible yet. So let's talk
He's
about
just
support
shooting the
gems.
bell and it's like gong, 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 gong.
Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work.
Okay.
If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between.
Oh, so it's customizing your skills.
For
Okay.
example, this is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add multiple projectiles to any skill.
Is that Wave of Light? I have no idea.
Normally, when you
It
fire
didn't
a
say.
grenade, it'll look like this. But if we add multiple
According to Datamind, Artosh says, rumors, the 6 remaining classes are Assassin, Druid, Gladiator, Huntress, Marauder, and Templar. Templar? I'm in. Templar, Crusader, Paladin, it's all the same thing. Okay, there we go. There we go. Marauder was the one. Marauder and Gladiator were in Path of Exile 1. Assassin was 2. Assassin was as well, for sure. I'm pretty sure those were in the OG. Yeah, because I was always a Marauder, because that was the closest thing to a Barbarian Warrior type of dude. So yeah.
projectiles, then you get 3 of them. Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills
I
in
love
your
the
character.
fragments that come out.
If you want to have a multi-shot sniper rifle instead, then simply
Huntress is
move the
good
gem
in
over to
EA.
your high-velocity round skill.
It might be Salient, but it might not be in the first wave Salient. Because like the first wave is you know what we're playing on 6th. And then like later on they're going to be adding more. So maybe that's what you're thinking of. I'm not sure.
Generally speaking, if it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's a good
Love
idea
that.
to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character,
Right.
so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage.
Which multiple projectile you want to put, which this, which that. There we go. That's good. That's really, really good.
Now,
So you're not tempted to just put, you know, life leech on everything, or, you know, multi-shot on everything for damage.
if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will work with your skill.
Holy
There are
shit. I just look at all these, man.
hundreds of support gems to choose from, and even we
Oh
don't
my
know the results of all the
God.
possible ways these can interact. Each skill can have up to 5 supports socketed into it, and if you're clever, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas. Now,
Oh, we
all of
will.
this is just scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build.
I hope we can shield throw. And I would put multiple projectiles on shield throw. And it's just like I shoot out 4 shields. And we're just like the ultimate Captain America. That's, oh my god. Yeah, shotgun that deletes the screen. Exactly. Yeah, a shotgun that makes God cry. Exactly.
Or at least follow someone's OP build guide. So, speaking of builds, let's talk about one of the most
I see this and you know, I get a little turned on. Like, this is a lot. This is already a lot. We're 22 minutes in. We have an hour left in this video. This is a lot, guys.
iconic Path of Exile systems, the passive skill tree. Yes, it's huge.
Oh my god.
There are over 1,500 nodes on there. Now, a lot of people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first.
Yep.
But try not to be scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple.
Okay, so here's where the simplicity is, guys. At level 1, you choose, for example, with a Marauder in Path of Exile 1, you choose, do I want more health or do I want more melee damage? And it's just like always this, like, you know, relatively binary choice. But it's still 1,500 nodes. And anyone who's like trying to create an interesting character looks at the cool skills later on. And there's going to be a lot of cool skills to look at later on. So that's where the intimidating stuff comes on.
Each level you get 1 point to put into the
exactly,
tree.
uninstall.
Each class
exactly.
starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree.
Yeah.
Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way.
Ooh.
But if you do happen to make a
So
choice,
you could actually select strength, dexterity or intelligence, and he selected dexterity. So that means like at least some or maybe all of like the passive flat stats you can actually tailor make. That's really good. That was really, really, really good. If that's
You
the
regret,
case.
you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
Huge. Finally. Finally. Okay. The refunding passives was such a problem in Path of Exile 1. You could only do like 6 passive nodes that you could respec, and that was it, and then you were fucked. And you could completely brick your character and so on if you weren't planning everything out right, which is why build guides are so important. This is so much better. This was something that is so good, and for example, Last Epoch, that I really wish was in Path of Exile 1. And they added it with Settlers of Kalgor. Like, they added gold, and you can refund your passives with gold and stuff. But, like, that was only... Settlers of Kalgor was only this year. So, it was like, 15 years almost of what Path of Exile 1 without having a good amount of respec points. So now you have infinite because it's just farming up gold. Perfect. I'm so happy about this.
Now, the tree is generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes.
Yeah.
In each cluster, you will find small nodes
Exactly
that give
so.
simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables.
Yes.
Notables normally have much
The big boys.
more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance
Reusable ammunition. So that would be really good for, like, the assault rifle, the shotgun.
for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt. And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time.
Oh, that's cool.
This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely.
Oh, that's cool.
Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes.
So the ranger.
So there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree.
That's cool.
In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways.
Yeah.
Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use.
Okay, so all of these flat attributes you can pick, it looks like. That's really good.
So it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need.
I need more strength,
You
I
can
need more
change which
intelligence.
attribute
so
these
on.
nodes give you for half price at the respec vendor.
Oh.
In addition to notables, you will also find even
So you can respec the boring shit much cheaper, is what they're
larger
saying.
passives called keystones. Keystones have both an upside and a downside,
Yeah.
and often require changing your entire build to design around them.
Yeah.
A
Those are
great
the big
example
ones.
is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield
Here we go. This is Titan's Grip. Oh my god. Oh my god. Obviously, 2 Warhammers just go full freaking, like, literal warrior from World of Warcraft.
2 hand weapons in a single hand,
Yes.
but doubles the attribute requirements of
Yes.
them. You can use a 2-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them. Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana.
That's
regen.
still really cool.
Skills like
Is it
these
melee
can be
only or ranged? Like, you mean 2 bows, like dual wielding bows? I don't know. It didn't. No. It said. It did say. It did say. It specified the weapons.
Well, how about Mind Over...
Hold on. You can wield 2-handed axes, maces, and swords. So it said those. Oh, my face is covering it, so sorry about that. Yeah. So it is just axes, maces, and swords.
requirements of them. You can use a 2-hand
Dual
mace
wield
with a
spear, yeah,
shield,
no
or
spear.
even dual wield them.
That's still really cool, though.
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all
That's gonna
damage
be
go to
so
your mana pool
cool.
first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen. Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree.
So I
For the
can have a
sort-
one-handed tree and a two-handed tree, for example, for a warrior. Okay. That's really fucking cool. So if I was going the shield route for the one-handed one, and then I needed one for damage, that's what it's saying. They talked about it before in another video. I didn't see the other video. Yeah, I've had very limited time, so I didn't know about this. This is, oh my god. Oh, that's so good. That's so fucking good, man.
Sorceress, you might want to change between fire and lightning specialization.
That's so good.
Or you could switch between one hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks
Yep.
while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace.
Yes. Yes. A parry build. Basically like you're, you know, playing Elden Ring. Which is, it's a very, you know, Dark Souls Elden Ring. This is something that you do in Dark Souls Elden Ring. You can do this all the time. I always had the parry dagger in Dark Souls 2 for this reason on my second item set. Pretty
Or
much
perhaps you
almost
could have
every
a full
build.
curse setup on your
This
witch
is so good.
to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage.
Chaos degen.
If you want to stick with just one weapon set,
He just described every single player of Path of Exile. A Chaos degen. I mean, it's only like 20 points. I don't know if they changed the number from then. Gotcha. Still pretty cool, though.
you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like. But
That's
creative
cool.
players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests.
Okay.
For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book.
So they added a reason to search out the elite bosses and, like, you know, really, really explore the levels and stuff. I love this. This is really fucking cool.
There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too.
Shit, this
On the
is
map,
so
you can
good.
see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find. Some of
And I
them
love that it tells you what it is. In Path of Exile 1, you had to have a guide tell you exactly where to get everything. This is so... And this is, like, very much taken from Last Epoch. Like, Last Epoch had a system very similar to this. And you got, like, a certain amount of passive skill points and so on and so forth. And it was very, very easy to figure out where it was. And very malleable. Like, you could skip half the bosses in the game and only get it from the second half of the bosses, for example. Or you could get them all at the beginning.
have permanent character boosts, and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find.
This is really
For
cool.
example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance. One of the most important finds are
I'm going to catch them all.
spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of spirit.
Ooh.
The permanent buffs you gain from spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them. So
Okay.
make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act.
That's cool.
Now we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression, items. That's why we're all here, right?
Yeah.
Items in Path of Exile can be broken down into 4 rarity groups.
Also, I'm going to move my head. Look at how nice the item area looks. It just looks nice. It looks like a, you know, really high fantasy grim dark style. The style has improved as well. Everything has improved, even the small details.
Normal, magic, rare, and unique.
Okay.
One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the campaign is upgrade the items you find. And you can do that with currency items.
Okay. So
An
the,
orb
okay,
of
so the orbs are still
transmutation
there.
will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a
Yeah.
magic item with 1 mod. You can then apply an orb of augmentation to add a 2nd mod, then use a regal orb to add a 3rd.
Servers are going to be on fire? Absolutely, they will be. Absolutely. Yeah. Marvel's Rivals, exactly. Yeah. And the other good thing, Zalen, is that, like, there's still Ashes of Creation as well. Like, there's so many good games out right now, and so many good games coming out. I haven't covered this yet, but Project Zomboid is getting the massive Build 42 update this month. They haven't said when. They just said before Christmas. So, dude, December is going to be chock full, man. It's already chock full.
mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods.
That's fun.
One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile 1.
Oh, good.
So that you can use them throughout your campaign playthrough. We want you to
so we don't have to save them. You can just use them willy-nilly. I like that because we want to make fun things.
Find things on the ground that can be crafted into upgrades much more frequently. As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted gear at the magic item vendor.
Okay.
If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to
kind of do
Regal
that
Orbs.
before.
Another important area of crafting
looks like
items
they really
in PoE
made
2
that.
is sockets. Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more mods to the item.
Okay.
If I insert this glacial rune into my helmet...
So there are still sockets, but it's a much more simplified socket system. It's not like you have to have a red, blue, and green up your ass and connect like all of them for a single weapon skill and so on. Thank God. This is much better.
It will give extra cold resistance.
Yeah.
This is a great way to solve problems that you have with your build, like resistances or damage.
Right.
If you find socketed items
I
that
like
you
how
don't have
this
a use
does it.
for, you can take them to the salvage bench in town to work towards an Artificer's Orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing items.
Ooh, okay.
Body armors and two-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and one-hand weapons can only have 1 socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones.
Yeah.
These will allow you to increase the quality
You could sell them to a vendor, and this is what you would get in PoE 1.
of your items for an up to 20% boost.
Yeah.
If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold can be used to buy items from vendors, and we've tried to do a lot to make sure that the items they have for sale are actually useful.
That's nice. I like that. Finally. Finally. Also, I really like Settlers of Kalgor added gold, but finally they're adding like a bet. Like this is like a much more normal system for gold. Like it just drops for enemies. This is much better.
Every time you level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often.
Okay, that's cool.
Other vendors offer a gamble.
So they kind of
Pay
level
a
up
flat
with
amount
you.
of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type. This could be a great way to improve your gear, if you're lucky.
That's cool.
Gold is also used to respec your passive skills. Take advantage of this system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required.
Okay.
The other thing you might want to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market, in exchange for a small gold fee.
Huh.
Now, all items in Path of Exile are freely tradable. We never bind anything to your character, except gold.
This is great.
Now, most gear in Path of Exile 2 is randomly generated, but there's another type that isn't. Uniques.
Yeah, baby.
They are especially rare, each
Those
with
are
a
fun.
handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically change a character's build.
I love this, man. This is... Dude, unique items are like my favorite thing in any RPG.
They're not just better rare
Have better
items,
skill trees so
they
you
can
can
do
gamble
much
more,
stranger
exactly.
things that can fundamentally change your character. Corpse Wade will make any corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison.
That's so good.
The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink, morphing you into sand as you teleport past your foes.
That's super
And of course,
cool.
some uniques are just pure hits of dopamine, like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed. Each unique is something that you
Okay.
can build your character around. We try to make sure...
Hopeful Zero, we miss you, my friend. It's so good to see you. So good to have you in here. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving, by the way. How was it? Thank you for the sub, my friend. 17 months and it counts more. Yes, I'm doing the rare stream. I've been taking care of my dad pretty darn well, helping him get fully on the road to recovery as much as possible. I gave a little update video. I don't know if you saw that on the wonderful YouTube. And we're looking at the big old 1.5 hour long Path of Exile 2 video. Oh my God. There you go, Zero. You had a lot of food. Excellent. Share some pictures of the food if you took any in the lovely Discord. Let's see. How are you doing, my friend? Enjoy the adorable Cadmere Vicorified emotes, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for hopping on in, my friend. Thank you for supporting the channel with the sub. It means the world. It really, really does. Lots and lots of love. Absolutely. Zealand said, hot take, I don't like how they simplified the trade with NPCs. The recipe system was pretty cool, albeit a little annoying to remember all of them. I think that's why they did it, Zealand. They wanted to simplify and make the game more approachable. And I'm really glad they did. Because, yeah, like I said, you could do all these things, the quality and so on and so forth beforehand. But now they just made it, like, much more usable. You don't have to memorize 50 different things. I think that's a really good thing. Because you want to have as much simplicity for the easy things to make the game approachable with a lot of depth. And if you have the depth, then it doesn't matter how approachable the beginning stuff is. Because I think that Path of Exile 1's biggest issue is that things are complicated a lot of times just for the sake of being complicated. And that's why everyone follows a build guide. And if you don't follow the build guide with a spreadsheet, like as fucking rote memorization, then you basically brick your character. I think it's much better this way, in my opinion. I genuinely do. Recipe system, trying to figure out what you can do. Exactly. Absolutely. And thank you, Oval Zero. I appreciate it, my friend. How have you been? I hope everything's going super well. What fun games have you been playing? What are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to Path of Exile 2? I definitely am. We're definitely playing it day one.
Each unique is something that you can build your character around.
Yes.
We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential use at endgame, even if you find them early on.
I like
and
that.
As you can see, every single unique item comes with custom art to match.
That's cool. The custom art looks great.
The last character progression system that you can do during the
Ascension. How are you doing, man?
campaign
Bootybots,
is
welcome.
Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials.
Okay.
Tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character.
Hell yeah.
Each class has access to 3
Are they showing all of them? There's no way. There's no way they're showing it.
Ascendancy classes, but at the start of early access, only 2 per class will be available.
That's fine.
Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character.
Wait, is that you, Noosh?
As a sorceress, you could become a Stormweaver, a master of the elements.
That's cool.
Tempest Caller causes elemental storms to be summoned.
Oh, guys, give a warm welcome to Man Bootybots. That is our wonderful friend, Noosh. How are you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you, Noosh. Thank you so much for hopping on in. Absolutely, Noosh. Absolutely. Also, Twitch considers you a possible ban evader. I want you to know. I did play some League earlier. We can play some later tonight, maybe, if I'm still on. Hope you're having a good night. Welcome. You absolute goofball. We hard lost our first game back. Of course.
Each time you do a critical hit with a spell. With Strike twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage. And going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock.
That's
Make a Shock build from any skill.
Cosplay someone
Alternatively,
else.
you
There
could become
go.
a Chronomancer and command
knew it.
time itself. She literally has the ability to stop time with Time Freeze. Not only that, but she has many other
What? We
time
could be a
manipulation abilities.
Chronomancer?
Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a
I love this archetype in terms of lore. I might actually make one of these.
previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was.
That's
or with
super
Time Snap,
fucking
she
cool.
can reset all her cooldowns and cast all her spells again. On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan.
I love how they made them both sound awesome. Like, Titan is the one with, Titan's Grip, where you can, have the two, I think. Or maybe not. But Warbringer sounds fucking badass. A class system? Exactly.
The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power.
Well, Ascension thingies, Hopeful Zero was in Path of Exile 1 as well. It was definitely in there.
Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems.
That's cool.
With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks.
Oh, that's cool. Very tanky.
Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries.
Nice.
Let all that anger out. The Titan class is all about hitting big.
Yes.
With Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock.
Big dick slams.
With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease.
Oh, yeah.
With
Dude, I love how he just, leaps in the air like a fucking maniac.
Surprising strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage.
That's good.
As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert marksman
We'll do both.
who
We'll
can
do
take down
both
foes with
ascendancies.
style. With endless munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile.
Multi-shot. Just built
With
in.
gathering winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack. But be careful, she loses them when getting
Oh, that's
hit.
cool.
With eagle
That'll be a
eyes,
good
she will
farming
never
build.
miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy. Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison.
Ooh.
She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage.
That's really cool. Okay. I think you were bringing that up, Zaylen, the flask build, right? PoE too heavy? Yeah, exactly. Hopeful Zero. Yeah, I might need to start playing Path of Exile 1 again. The last time we played it was during Settlers of Kalgor. And we even had some videos up for that as well. It was a lot of fun.
Bleeding concoction will make your enemies bleed,
Okay.
while a fulminating one can shock your enemies, allowing you to do extra damage. Contagious contamination allows her to spread poisons between her foes, while overwhelming toxicity doubles the number of stacks they can be infected by.
Oh shit, that's cool. Straight up poison
Running
build.
assault allows her to move much more quickly while firing, while relentless pursuit
If
makes
I made one of these, it'd probably be the poison build.
her totally immune to being slowed by enemies. The witch can ascend into the infernalist or the blood mage. As an infernalist, she can
A blood mage? That's cool. That's cool.
summon a loyal hellhound companion. The hellhound sets enemies
We
on
can
fire,
get a dog?
as well as taking a percentage of the damage if the infernalist gets hit. With pyromantic
We can get a
pact,
fire
you can turn your
puppy.
mana into infernal flame.
Okay.
As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage.
Oh shit.
Using
it's right
Bringer
here.
of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your infernal flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies.
Oh, that's cool.
She can also
It's like heat from from Rumble for League of Legends. Wait, we can just turn into a demon. We literally just get we turn into Lilith from Diablo 4, guys. We just turn into Lilith.
transform into a literal demon. While in demon form, she takes an increasing amount of damage, but her cast speed and damage increase rapidly as well.
That's so
if you're
funny.
planning on transforming into a demon, make sure you stack a lot of life recovery. She can also become a blood mage,
Oh,
a
here.
master of life and energy.
This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. A life siphoning? Yeah.
All blood mages must pay the price of making skills cost life as well as mana.
Hell yeah. We're basically a vampire.
But in exchange, every monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life.
Okay.
With Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life, and with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back
Ooh,
as well.
That's cool.
Once you've got a significant amount of life, you can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage.
Okay.
A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an invoker. With
I mean, if I make a sorceress, it'll be the blood mage thing.
elemental expression, the invoker will create waves of elemental power each time he does a critical strike.
Okay.
With faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double your energy shield.
Oh, that's cool.
Choose between I am the blizzard or I am the thunder to specialize in cold or lightning.
Nice.
And I shall rage will allow you to turn into an unbound avatar. Each time you apply a status
just
ailment
become
to an
the
enemy,
Airbender,
you
Avatar
gain
the Airbender.
unbound fury.
We go into Avatar
When you have
mode.
enough, transform into an avatar
That's
to deal way more damage and
insane.
inflict even more elemental ailments. Some monks choose to reach into the darkness instead. The Acolyte of Chayula
What?
can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be utilized to both absorb and deal damage.
Okay.
The Shroud of Darkness will protect you from all damage incoming, but if you take Grasp of the Void, you will deal extra chaos damage from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact
We'd be
offers greatly
edgelords.
increased resistances to chaos damage and can allow their
That's the
mana
I'm the
damage to
Blizzard?
not
Yeah,
only
it
happen
looks cool.
instantly, but apply to their energy shield as well. Another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons.
Okay.
There you will see the Flames of Chayula that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage. The mercenary has a job to do, but which job suits you? You might choose to become a witch hunter.
Oh yeah.
Obsessed.
Just shoot everything. That's what we're taught. We're just gonna shoot everything, guys. The American build. American made.
Rituals will give you
Guns,
a sorcery ward,
guns, and
allowing
more
you to defend
guns.
yourself against elemental hits in
That's what
exchange
I
for
want.
less defense against attacks. With Zealous Inquisition, your enemies have a 10% chance to
Exactly.
explode on
This
death.
guy.
The chance is doubled against demons and undead.
That
With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your
Coconut
initial hit
hero.
against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky. This is great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually
Holy
do.
shit, that's awesome.
You could also choose to
It's
become
like
a
a silence.
Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh.
Wait,
Integrated
what?
efficiency will give you extra
We just shove the gems into our flesh? That's metal as fuck.
skill
Dude,
slots.
all of these sound good.
Thermatological infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you socket more and more support gems. Adaptive capability allows you to use any color of gem without worrying about attributes, while crystalline potential adds extra quality
Holy
bonuses
crap,
to every
dude,
gem
this
socketed
looks
into
so
your character.
good.
So those are the Ascendancy classes for the start of early access.
Oh
But
my
one thing we
God,
haven't talked
dude.
about yet is how you ascend in the first place.
Yeah. That's
Ascension and
trials.
Path of Exile 2 requires completion of one of the great trials,
I cast American School Locker. Oh, God.
which you'll find as you progress through the campaign. Each one is associated with one of the major
That's
cultures of
terrible.
Rayclast.
Perfect, but
Located
terrible.
in the Vasteri Plains are the Maraketh, a culture of rich tales and brutal traditions, who must do whatever it takes to survive in the desert. The highest position in Maraketh culture is a Sekima, and it is not a title given freely. All aspirants must complete the Trial of the Sekimas,
Okay.
a grueling gauntlet that will test their strength, will, cunning, and patience.
That sounds
To enter,
cool.
a warrior of the Maraketh must prove their worth by trapping the soul of a djinn in a coin, and you are no different.
Oh, shit. I like the lore. The djinns and everything. That's cool.
Once you have earned your coin, it may be placed on the relic altar to begin the trial. In the Trial of the Sekimas, each room has its own challenges to overcome. In this room, each rare monster you kill will send its blood to the chalice in the center of the room. Once the chalice is filled, you will be able to proceed.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
While
sense.
fighting
Kill
monsters in
things.
the trial, you will need to be very careful.
Okay.
Each hit will not only hurt you, but will damage your honor. The monsters are well telegraphed,
Our
so that you
honor?
can avoid their attacks, but if you run out of honor, you will fail the trial and need to find another coin in order to try again.
Oh, that's cool.
It is a good
okay.
idea to make sure that you are well prepared before challenging the Trial of the Sekimas. After each
I hope it doesn't count the like if you're playing a warrior and you have a shield, hopefully it doesn't count like shield block hits as hits. It's just like a simple thing that sometimes games forget about.
room, you will be rewarded. In this case, you have been given a key
mark with a
that can be
skeleton army,
used to
you can
unlock
make one.
chests later in the trial. Once you have claimed your reward, you will be shown a map of the rest of the floor and may choose how you wish to proceed. Which challenges
So wait, they just added a roguelike to the game.
would you like to face? And which rewards do you want
They
to claim?
added Slay the Spire.
Some rooms are more dangerous, afflicting you with debuffs that will persist for the entire trial. For example, entering this room will
you get a
afflict you with
positive for
Spiked
it?
Shell that will cause all monsters in the rest of the trial to have 50%.
Okay, awards a large sacred water fountain. So whatever that means. So you do get a positive out of it.
Increased life. You will want to take care if you choose such a path. There are many different challenges
Whoa,
and
that
rewards as you
flamethrower
journey
looks
through
metal.
the trial.
What the fuck?
Deadly traps, waves of monsters, and strange artifacts will test your honor. As you progress, you'll be able to gain boons from the djinn,
Okay.
which will help you on your journey. For example, the Sekima's cloak will revive you once if you die, giving you a second shot at a run.
Making maps or challenges, exactly.
One of the rewards you may find is Sacred Water, an extremely valuable and treasured resource to the djinn and the Maraketh. Trading it with the djinn will allow you to receive many benefits. You can recover honor, gain additional boons, or remove afflictions.
That's cool.
At the end of the floor, you'll find a powerful boss which will truly test your limitations. In order to ascend, you will need to defeat him.
I'm looking for the honor. I don't see a thing. Oh, okay. Guys, the honor thing is right here. That's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's the honor.
Having defeated the boss, you've earned the right to ascend. But first,
And you
the
get
loot.
You get loot.
The
Hell
keys you
yeah.
have found may be used to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor. We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these small chests. If you want to open the better ones, you'll need silver
There
or
we
gold
go.
keys.
There you go.
Let's use the Altar of Ascendancy. Your first ascension will allow you to pick your class and grant you 2 points to use in the tree. Now, there are more floors and many more rewards that can be found within the Trial of the Secumus.
Okay, so I was about to ask, can we go back to the trial just to farm? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Scary Sting and so much more annoying. Yeah, perhaps Alien. Yeah, because like the ascendancy is something you have to do like by the time your build is already established, you're higher level. You can't. It's not something you can do at the beginning of the game. Exactly.
But we'll save that for the section on the endgame. For now, let's talk about the second ascendancy trial.
The endgame. Wait. Already they're planning the endgame? Gems are dumbed down, Atlas dumbed down, crafting dumbed down, currency dumbed down. 10-cent GGG is guilty of every sin. Blizzard is member mobile. Yeah, I disagree, dude. I think they're making the game more approachable because Path of Exile 1's biggest issue is that the first boss. Do you know what the first boss of Path of Exile 1 is, Brandsick? When you open up the game, the skill tree, you see the giant skill tree and you're like, oh fuck, and you shit your pants, you close the game and uninstall. That's the first boss of Path of Exile 1. Second boss of Path of Exile 1 is realizing how fucking convoluted sockets are. Thank God they're fixing that, dude. Yeah, I completely disagree with everything you said. That's okay, but I completely disagree, Bram. Welcome either way, my friend. We'll definitely be playing it in 4 days. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. And I don't mind talking about like the flaws of Path of Exile, Artosh. Like I've been talking about like the issues I have with Path of Exile 1, and how like 2 is fixing them all, really, in my opinion. But like, I think they just have to make sense, you know? Yeah, I think accusing Grinding Gear Games of being Blizzard is a bit of hyperbole, bro. It's a bit of hyperbole. But welcome, my friend. If you want to join in with some fun discussions and stuff, we always love discussing.
The Trial of Chaos.
Trial
In Path of Exile 2, you can choose whichever trial you like to earn
Ooh.
your ascension. Each culture on
So you can
Rayclast
pick.
had their own methods to ascend.
That's cool.
If the Trial of the Secumus is not your kind of playstyle, or you're finding it too difficult, you could try another.
I like
You
that.
can gain all your ascension points from just one, or mix and match them. It's up to you. For early access, we will have 2 trials as options, with a 3rd trial coming later for the full release.
There we go.
While exploring the Vaal jungle, you'll discover the Temple of Chaos.
It's intimidating. Exactly.
Before the
Zero.
Vaal
That's my
embraced the
point.
science
Yeah,
of corruption, their civilization worshipped chaos. This ancient trial was once used by the Vaal to test their high priests.
Okay.
A high priest of the Vaal must show willingness to risk everything to gain power. Entry to the trial requires a token from a strange entity known only as the Trial Master. For those in which he sees potential, he shall inscribe an ultimatum.
Ultimatum.
Many have attempted these trials in search of greatness. Most have perished. Will you be able to defy the odds?
Yes. I'm
Before
built
you begin
diffy.
each chamber, the Trial Master will offer you a reward and a choice. Choose one of 3 tribulations to affect you through the rest of the trial.
Okay.
These modifiers might beef up the monsters, curse the player, or add environmental hazards like turrets or trap rooms.
Oh, that's insane.
In this case, we'll be picking shocking turrets. As you enter the room, the Trial Master will fill it with hazards to test your commitment.
Okay.
In this case, you must destroy all the monsters that fill the room, while dealing with the lightning projectiles from the shocking turrets.
Shotgun. I love how this type of gun sounds like a shotgun too. What was the reward? I think they're going to talk about that. I don't know. Good question.
After each room, you will need to make a choice. Take the rewards you have earned so far,
Here it is.
or go double or nothing. Increase your rewards, but take on more risk.
Absolutely. We're going all the way,
Each
baby.
tribulation
Texas
you add
Hold'em.
is minor on its own, but they quickly stack on top of each other.
So the reward is just straight up like a big old weapon or an item. Ooh, and corrupted is in here. Okay. So corrupted items still exist. And you have to like go to like the altar and, you know, use the altar and everything to fix it.
And can become overwhelming. There are many types of chambers in the trial. Each will test your resolve in different...
I am definitely the kind of guy that would choose like 7 different trials, 10 different trials, whatever the max is, just to see if I can handle it. It with just sheer ego. Guys, I'm the AD Udyr player. It's the only way. It's the only way.
ways. This one simply requires you survive for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Another requires you to escort the stone idol through the level as elevators full of monsters descend to attack you. Should you be able to get through the first 3 chambers, you will face your first boss.
It's a bird.
The order of the bosses is random, and combined with the tribulations you have selected, the fight will never feel the same.
Multiple bosses. Okay.
After defeating the boss, you may claim your rewards. Of course there are the items, but you also gain the right to ascend. If you already did the Trial of the Sycamores, then you can claim 2 more points to add to your Ascendancy class.
Okay, so you have to do the trials twice.
Now, it's possible to go much deeper. There are more bosses, rewards, and risks to take, but we'll talk more about that when we get to endgame.
Hell yeah.
So how about we talk about that now? So far, we've only been showing you footage from the campaign, but some people would argue that the endgame is where the game truly begins. Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying, there isn't enough endgame content. Well, we want to make sure that in PoE 2, people don't feel that way. And we actually only changed our development priority for this recently. The first 3 acts of PoE 2 already take
25 fucking hours for the... What? That's awesome. I love this. This is so good. That is a chunky campaign. That is a big old campaign. That is a beefy campaign. I love this. This makes me so happy.
Take around 25 hours to complete if you're a new player.
Nice, Dragnox.
This is already a pretty significant campaign. On the other hand, people spend hundreds of hours in endgame each league. We realized that finishing the rest of the campaign for early access was actually a bad idea.
Okay.
Instead of having acts 4 to 6 in early access, we could concentrate on endgame and make that great.
Okay.
For new players, a 25-hour campaign is
that
already...
makes sense. Yeah. 25 hours for early access in the campaign is already insane. Like, dude, Last Epoch's campaign is... I mean, the first time you do it, it's like, 20 hours. And then, like, every subsequent time, you can just crush it in, like, 10. Or less. So, yeah, it's dude, the campaigns can get really, really fast. So this is a very, very beefier time commitment.
A huge game with
and not
lots
a bad
of content.
Thing, because I love campaigns. Campaigns are like my favorite part of any RPG, straight up. I can do the grind. I've played ARPGs. I played like, hundreds of hours of Path of Exile 1. I played a shit ton of Diablo 1, 2, not 3. 3 can suck my dick. I played about 50 hours of 3 before I decided I'm never going to play it again. And I played probably, 200 hours of Path of Exile 4? Not Path of... Diablo 4? No, probably more like 300, 400 hours all told. Yeah, I played a lot. Tabula was so crazy. I think they simplified sockets because they don't need skill gems for it. I think that's why Hope 0. Because you can pick and choose your skill gems. And it's just like tied to your weapons and stuff. That's why. Yeah, Path of Exile 4 from the future. Aaron Piano, welcome, my friend. It's so good to see you. You're back. We're back. How are you doing, my friend? Did you miss me? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to have you back. Happy evening.
But for existing action RPG players, what you mostly care about is all the in-game challenges to overcome.
Right.
So several months ago, we switched the entire development team's focus over to making in-game content. At the start of early access...
Guys, we're talking about endgame and we have half the video to go. How much endgame are they going to have? By the way, guys, this game is free and is coming out in early access in 5 days. 6 days. Oh my god.
There'll be 50 bosses and around 400 monster types. But the great
50 bosses. And the game is not completed yet.
thing is that the rest of the game is like 80% there. We'll be adding content to roughly double the size of the game during early access and into release. Now, in order to make the endgame happen at the same character level as what it would be after we added the rest of the acts, we've added a second difficulty level called Cruel.
Okay.
Where you repeat
hard mode. That's cool. That's a cute idea. That's a cute idea.
the campaign with all the monsters and bosses leveled up. And of course, new rewards. You can kind of think of it as like a new game plus.
New game plus, yeah. Yeah.
It's also a lot faster to get through the content the second time as your clear speed increases.
That makes
will
sense.
take you to around level 65, where the endgame begins. Once we add the remaining 3 acts, we'll be removing Cruel difficulty, so you'll progress straight from the end of Act 6 to endgame. But what is the endgame? To explain that, I'll hand over to Mark. He can tell you all about it.
Yeah, poor guy's been talking for 45 minutes straight. His voice is tired.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile 2.
Yeah, Tax, welcome, buddy. How you doing?
One thing that Path of Exile is known for is having a lot of distinct in-game content to choose between.
It's good to have you back.
Each in-game mechanic needs to have its own progression system, areas, bosses, rewards, and player power that can only be gained from that content. We are going to be adding a lot more over time, but for Path of Exile 2, we decided to start with 7 distinct systems you can progress through.
7? There are 7 endgame systems in early access? Jesus. They weren't kidding. That's a lot of endgame, guys.
Is the Atlas, and it serves as the core of the endgame for Path of Exile 2.
Okay.
It's infinite and expands in all directions. Now, we are not going to spoil the plot too much here, but corruption from the beast has blighted the land, and your objective is to help fight it.
Okay.
In the center of the Atlas, you will find the Ziggurat, a temple in which the Val research the fundamentals of space and time. Here, we can open portals to nearby locations and begin.
So this is a little bit like Last Epoch. Last Epoch had like these like dimensional portals, and it kept spreading out. So that's something. You're out of okay. I'll send you a hold on.
In cleansing corruption and finding resources. In order to power the portal device, we will need waystones.
Yeah.
Each waystone has a tier which will determine the level of the monsters that you will face. To go to an area, simply click one that is adjacent to an area that you have already completed. Insert the waystone and click Traverse.
Okay.
Portals will open, allowing you and your party to travel to the area you have selected. All the areas in the endgame feel distinct from the locations in the campaign, and we have dialed the randomization up to 11. The monster packs you will face in each map are totally random, and the combination of them can lead to some very interesting combat situations.
Makes sense.
There are over 400 monster types in early access, and they have a lot of varied and interesting abilities. Depending on which combinations you face, you might find some serious challenges. In order to cleanse the corruption from the area, you will need to defeat all the powerful rare and unique enemies in it. Once you have done that, the area will be marked as completed and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper into the world. If you die, then
that fire ring looked really cool. That looked really, really, really cool.
The map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it. There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps.
Crazy
One such
randomization
encounter
scaling,
are precursor
exactly.
artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monuments that irradiate the monsters around them. The monsters that feed off the corruption are drawn to their power. If you defeat the monsters and cleanse the artifact, you will get a powerful temporary buff.
Okay.
Some of the buffs make you faster, others rain
More
lightning
damage,
or fire
things
around
like
you,
that.
and
Yeah, that
some
makes
even
sense.
give you increased experience or help you find better items. You can also find strong boxes. These enigmatic chests guard piles of treasure, but are always a trap.
Nice.
Monsters lie in wait to attack you the moment you open it, and the boxes often have mechanisms to unleash powerful spells or dangerous debuffs. There are different
Detonates nearby corpses. Okay. Alright. Alright, that's good. That's good.
types of strong boxes containing
So you have special challenges and not just a wave of enemies. If you die, the map dies? Correct. If you die, the map dies.
different items, and you can even use your currency items to craft them on the fly, so you can optimize the contents. But be careful of opening one you can't handle.
I'm gonna open them all. I don't care. I risk it for the biscuit, baby.
Sometimes you'll discover monsters frozen in essences, solidified crystalline corruption. These
this was kind of in PoE 1 already.
dangerous monsters can be broken free. If you defeat them, the essence they drop can be used to upgrade normal items to magic items with a guaranteed mod
That's
from a
new.
category.
That's cool.
For example, We could use this one on some boots to ensure a movement speed mod.
Oh shit, so it's customizability for the upgrade.
Rarely, essences will also drop that allow you to upgrade magics to rares, adding
That's
the
cool.
guaranteed mod.
There's a mod for if you die in the game, you die in real life as well.
This is incredibly powerful, since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting projects. Combining
cool.
these with the currencies that are commonly found in Rayclast for modifying items, and we can get a very nice pair of boots indeed. Waystones, like all items, can also be crafted using your currency items.
I'm kidding, Aaron.
Adding prefix mods will improve the rewards, while suffix mods increase danger.
Ooh,
The
that's
more
cool.
dangerous a map is, the more waystones will drop. Adding mods to your waystones is key to progressing to higher tiers and sustaining them, but it will require you to take on larger challenges. There are a variety of factors you have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density.
Wait, did you see all those explosions? Hold up.
A variety of factors you have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density,
That's
some lower,
insane.
some have more magic and rare chests, or monsters, some are more linear, and others more open. Make sure you explore and think about what makes certain maps good if you want to maximize your return.
That perma explosion for the mercenary looked really cool. That might be our mercenary build, man. That mixed with shotgunning.
As you cleanse corruption from higher and higher tiers of the Atlas,
Okay.
you will gain points that you can spend in the Atlas tree.
The Atlas has
This
a
tree
as
allows
well.
you to juice the danger and rewards of all areas
Jesus. Okay, so we have another skill tree.
in the endgame.
Okay.
You could increase the number of monsters, the number of rares, the number of precursor artifacts or strongboxes, even the quantity of item drops. As you explore the
cool.
endgame world map, you'll notice various different biomes. From snow-capped
Yeah, they added another skill tree for us to do. There you go.
mountains to dense jungle valleys. Most maps are restricted to certain biomes. As you continue to explore deeper into the Atlas, there are all sorts of things to discover.
Okay.
These cities are constructed by different peoples of Rayclast and
Oh,
have
that's
specific
cool.
items that can be found there. These strange structures marked on the map don't appear to do anything for now. Perhaps you'll work out how to use them later. You might find unique maps like Untainted Paradise, an undisturbed island full of beasts that give an extreme amount of experience.
Oh, that's
You may even
cool.
find a
Okay.
lonely man just enjoying his retirement who will give you a unique item for free. In
He's just-
addition,
he's
you
just a
can
little
find
guy.
special areas that would make a
Chill
good
guy.
spot to set up camp. Clear these areas of their hostile inhabitants, and you'll be able to claim them as your own hideout. You can decorate your hideout as you see fit, and invite various NPCs to join you there to create your own personal base of operations.
They added base building. Like a housing system. What the fuck? This is insane. I love it.
A great tool for exploration are towers.
Okay.
These mysterious precursor
saw those on the
constructs are
map.
dotted around the Atlas. Completing the tower will reveal a large area around it, allowing you to scout out your
Nice.
next challenge.
Okay.
There are lots of things to find, so
So you can choose which way to go.
keep looking. Some sections of your Atlas are influenced by corruption. This adds extra modifiers.
That's the red crap on the ground. Yeah. Said free, do I have to have a computer for this game? Yeah, this game is, I think, only on PC. Maybe it'll be added to the Steam Deck later on. But I think it's only on PC. I don't know. They did add WASD movement, Aaron Piano, so that could be a precursor to consoles? Wait, Zaylen, when did they announce consoles? When did they announce that this game is being added to consoles? I did not hear about that. When the fuck did they say that? That's super cool. With crossplay and cross progression. Man, dude, Grinding Gear Games has been fucking cooking. They've been cooking. So, Aaron, do you have a PS5 or an Xbox X Series X or whatever? You can play this game. There you go. Then you don't need a computer. I didn't realize that. That's news to me, but that's good news. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Dude, you know what that means? Zalent Lost, you know what that means? That means that Diablo 4 doesn't even have that. They don't even have the console gaming for it. They just what is Diablo guys, what does Diablo 4 have left over PoE? What does it have left? I'm running out of ideas. I don't think it has anything left.
To the maps in the region, increasing difficulty and
Lose my
rewards.
shit to
Here,
plays, yeah.
slaying monsters in close proximity to each other will cause the vestiges of corruption within them to merge together, forming powerful and grotesque abominations.
That's cool. I like that.
You may have noticed while looking at the atlas that some of the areas have these icons above them. The icon indicates that
Humanity's
the
on the
area
controller. I think with so hopeful until they added WASD, it'd be a pain. But they added WASD. So I mean, WASD just means, you know, the D-pad is WASD. And that's it. So that's why they were able to do it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's how Diablo 4 does it. I haven't played Diablo 4 on console, but I have some friends that have. And they say it's very fluid on console for Diablo 4. The Blizzard fandom, yeah, to be fair, you are correct. You are correct. Controller support is better than what PoE is? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
contains some kind of special encounter.
But
this
that's only for a
icon
little
indicates
limited
that the
amount of
area
time.
has a powerful boss. Because only 1 in 4 maps contain a map boss, we are able to make them very powerful and very rewarding. These bosses
my
come from the
God.
campaign, but have had their difficulty increased with changes to AI and some of their abilities.
Oh,
it's
that's
worth
cool.
noting that because you can see where the bosses are, you can choose to take them on or avoid them. If you do choose to hunt bosses though, then you will be rewarded with special points for the boss hunting section of the Atlas skill.
Guys, there's another skill tree. There's a boss Atlas skill tree. So there's the normal skill tree, there's the Atlas skill tree, and then there's the boss Atlas skill tree. There's 3 skill trees, guys. How many more are they gonna add? I don't know, but there's half an hour of the video left, guys.
Tree. The points here will allow you to specialize in
Jesus
boss killing, giving you
Christ.
much greater rewards for defeating them.
Oh man.
For each different type of content in the
More
endgame,
skill
we are
tree, yeah,
adding
exactly.
specialized trees in order to make it so you don't feel the need to respec your points when you change between different types of content. We will be showing you 7 of these by the end of this presentation, so there is still a lot more to
7?
come. Bosses are not the only
7 skill trees. 7 more. What the fuck, guys? Oh my god. They just keep adding things, man. They just keep going.
icon you will see on the Atlas. Let's take a look at one of the endgame systems,
All right.
Breach.
All right.
If you played PoE 1, you might be familiar with Breach. For PoE 2, we
Yeah.
have created sequels to several PoE 1 leagues. While the mechanic is familiar, the monsters, bosses, rewards, and progression are
Okay.
all new. A breach is a tear in the fabric of reality. Opening it will allow you to see the demons and otherworldly monstrosities that lie in wait on this other plane of existence.
That's cool.
By engaging with a breach,
This looks better than the Breach in PoE 1, for sure. I mean, it should, but it does.
you'll create a bridge between their world and Rayclast.
It's like a
In
like
order
the
to keep the
corruption
breach
spreading.
open, you will need to kill the demons that pour
That's
forth.
cool.
The faster you can kill the monsters, the more monsters you will fight, and the more loot you will find.
And then
You
it
can
comes
also
back.
find clasped hands that will open and drop more items if you run over them. These
Huh.
can be a good boost to the rewards of the breach, so keep an eye.
I like, so this is a minor thing, but I like that the clasp hands, you don't have to click them. You just run over them and it counts as like working them. There's no interact button that you have to press. You don't have to right click them. You don't have to left click them. You just walk right over them and it just automatically counts. I love that.
One of the rewards that you may find while fighting monsters from Breach are tablets.
Okay.
Tablets are special items that can be used with precursor towers to add more encounters to the Atlas.
Perfect.
Breaches
More.
will drop breach tablets.
I feel like they saw the Moore gif. The Kylo Ren. I feel like that they saw this and they just kept going. They're just like more. We need more. Less shards, more useful items. Yeah, me too. I love that. I love that. I hate dealing with all the shards.
Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to consume the tablet to add more breaches to areas within range of the tower. This makes all the content in the Atlas self-sustaining. Want to do more breaches? Find the tablets, add them to your towers, get more breaches, getting more tablets.
Yep.
Soon your Atlas will be covered in otherworldly domains.
Just more.
In addition, like all items in PoE, you can craft them. Use your currency to add mods to your tablets, allowing you to upgrade all the breaches in range. Tablets can have up to 2 mods.
Okay.
These mods do things like adding extra rare monsters, extra clasped hands, or even mods to density of breaches, allowing you to keep them open longer. Often, you will find multiple towers near to each other with overlapping areas.
Grinding Gear Games will hear you and add more. Stop, where there's already too much. There's already too much.
This can allow you to really juice the mechanic by stacking the mods from multiple tablets.
Oh my god, guys.
In your fight to hold the Breach Demons at bay, you may want to use the powers of their world against them. Each endgame mechanic always has player power that can only be gained from that mechanic, and Breach is no different. In Breach, you will find catalysts, items that can increase the quality of rings and amulets by improving.
So another form of progression right here, guys. I don't want to say that I figured out the perfect gift for this entire showcase, but I think I have. So this is another form of horizontal progression.
Specific mobs.
Yeah.
You can also find Breach Rings, a special base type that can have its quality improved by catalysts up to 50%. In this case, you could create a ring with around 170 life.
Yep.
Breach Rings can become some of the strongest rings in the game, giving you some good motivation to face the demon hordes. In addition, each endgame mechanic needs to have a pinnacle endgame encounter. While killing Breach monsters, you may find Breach Splinters. Collect enough of these and you'll be able to create a Breach Stone.
Okay.
Using a Vaal technology called the Realm Gate, you can use your Breachstone to access their domain and bring the fight to them.
So, another endgame activity, guys. Another endgame activity in the endgame activity. The endgame activity is already the Atlas, and now you have the Breach Gates in the Atlas. Yep. More.
In this twisted domain, you will find nothing but a single massive breach. Triggering it will reveal hordes of Breach inhabitants.
Oh my god. Yep. Yeah, remember how that troll hopped in here about like 20 minutes ago saying that, oh my god, they simplified this, they simplified that. Oh my god, they're becoming Blizzard. Yeah, I don't think he watched the same video that we're watching, Hopeful Zero. Like, I think that guy was ill or something. Oh, Ponce, almost a year, 41 months. I love you, Ponce. How you been, buddy? Thank you so much for the kind words, the kind sub, the kind love always. How you been? The lovely Ponce. Ponce, do you play Path of Exile? Are you a Path of Exile aficionado, my friend? Because we've been watching the entire showcase for Path of Exile. It's like a 2-hour thing. It's huge, and we're loving it. It's been very, very good. How have you been, my friend? How have you been? I hope you're doing amazingly. And Path of Resident Sleeper, nice. No. You goofball. We did play some League earlier. We'll probably play some League later tonight as well, if I'm still on after this. But we're having some fun. I hope everything's going super well for you. We love you. We miss you. And how have you been, Ponce? Did you watch the video about my dad? If you haven't, definitely watch that later on so you can catch up on what's going on my end, where I've been, what's been going on. But we're here. I'm here. My dad's sleeping. He's getting some rest. So I'm able to be on for the nowadays rare stream. I'm very glad to be here. We love you, buddy. How's everything been for you, my friend? How's everything been for you? Souls-like games. Which ones have you been playing, buddy? Lots of good Souls games out there, my friend. Surge 2, Remnant. Oh, Remnant? I played Remnant 1. I have not played Remnant 2. I never finished Remnant 1. But Remnant was great. I love Remnant. But I've never finished it. Yeah. Very, very good game, though. Completely agreed. Good game. Some Stellar Blade. Nice. Some Staring at Ass's Blade. Yep, there you go. Ponce, you should look up the other game that they made. It's one of those mobile gotcha games. There's a clip I have. It's actually a very good clip. Where I was comparing. I was like, why? This was like before Sterile Blade came out, and I was like, man, why is everything this trailer just asses everywhere? And then I found out what game that they made beforehand. It was called Goddess of Victory Nike. And it's a game where your character is, you know, a hot girl whose ass is just staring out. And she's just like holding her gun like this at the screen and you shoot things. Yeah, that was the game that they made beforehand, Ponce, if you know that game. Yeah. So when you see Stellar Blade, you're like, yep, I get it. I understand why. I understand. I got you, Beard Face. Welcome, buddy. Miss you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Guess I'll download it. Oh my god. Hope you're doing good, Ponce. It's good to see you, buddy. It is good to see you. Because asses, exactly. Asses of creation. Oh my god.
And should you be fast enough, you will be able to fight their leader, Zesht. We that are one.
Perfect. You already have it installed. We are Venom. I thought those are wings, and those are actually fingers. Yeah. It reminds me of those GIFs that several people spam in the Discord, Dark Storm, Dark Shade, and it's that anime with like the domain expansion, and it's like the fingers coming out. This reminds me of that. Night Mage, welcome back. I hope you're doing good. We missed you. How have you been? Have you tried Ashes? Oh god, yeah. I've made like 5, 6, 7 videos of Ashes of Creation Opal Zero. I've been playing the shit out of Ashes. Absolutely, it's a great game. I have 3 classes at level 10 already. Can't justify the alpha launch. I bought it instantly. Yeah, I spent the $120. I've been waiting for a good MMO for years, and Ashes of Creation is like really fucking good. And I was looking forward to it. I was ready for it to be, you know, $120 down the drain. But this is for you, Hopeful Zero. That is a playlist of all of so far my Ashes of Creation videos. And there's some good ones there. So absolutely. I give my little rundown of what I think of the alpha and everything like that. As a gacha player, I tried Nikke during the Neon Genesis Evangelion collab. It's a nice story, but the gameplay itself wasn't for you. I got you, Artosh. I got you. Yeah, that's totally fair. That is totally fair. We are
This is
Venom.
just one of the pinnacle encounters of PoE 2. We won't be showing the rest of them, so you will have to discover them for yourself.
Okay.
But rest assured, this is
So this is only one of the pinnacles.
some of the hardest content we have ever made. All of these encounters have specific uniques that can only be found from them, but that's not all. We still have the progression system. Defeating Zesht will give you points to allocate into the Breach section of the app.
There's another tree, guys. There's another skill tree. This is the Breach skill tree. More! 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 Oh my god.
Allocating these points will make breaches and the breach domain even harder,
God,
but
they just
will give
won't
you more
stop.
rewards. The small nodes will increase the difficulty of the twisted domain, while the large nodes have more specific bonuses. For example, this node adds more clasped hands to your breaches, and adds a pack of magic monsters that can guard them. Get some more points and you can allocate Waking Nightmare, which will double the number of splinters you get
There's
from
so many
clasped
explosions
hands,
on screen, I
and
love it.
inflict you with a mysterious debuff. In order to earn more points, you will need to defeat Zesht at a higher difficulty, and some rewards from Zesht can only be found by increasing the difficulty of the Twisted Domain above certain thresholds.
Okay.
Defeating Zesht at difficulty 4 will be a challenge indeed, but there are many more threats in Breakfast. Ritual altars are sacrificial sites built by the mysterious King in the Mists.
Okay.
If you encounter this symbol on the atlas, then you know that the area contains ritual
I'm assuming
altars.
similar to Ritual League.
Ritual altars demand tribute.
Okay.
Every monster you slaughter in the circle will feed the altar. After the sacrifice, touch it to begin the ritual. The monsters you just killed will be resurrected by the King of the Mist's dark magic, and you must fight to survive. The tribute you have offered to the altar can be spent to buy powerful items, but they can be expensive. To gain more tribute...
Have you seen this, Night Mage? If you haven't seen this, I will be putting this up on YouTube soon, probably tomorrow or something. We're 1 hour in, and dude, my head is exploding. There's so much.
Will want to find more altars. Each successive ritual you do within an area will spawn the monsters revived by the previous ones, in addition to the ones you sacrifice next to it. By the end of an area, you'll be fighting a truly imposing number of foes, but will have a significant amount of tribute to spend.
Okay.
One of the rewards you can buy with tribute are omens. These are special items that allow for meta crafting. Crafting items that affect other crafting items.
Yeah.
Have an item with good prefixes but bad suffixes? This omen will help you to remove the mod you don't want while keeping the ones you do. There are a bunch more of these with...
So, dare I say it, guys? More horizontal progression. More. There is even
different effects,
more.
but we will leave them for you to discover. Now, don't forget that Ritual will also drop tablets, which can be used to specialize into getting more rituals. If you want to get to the pinnacle boss of Ritual, then you will probably want to use them. They can also be crafted to grant mods, making your rituals more rewarding.
Crap.
The pinnacle encounter of Ritual is the King in the Mists. Feared by the Asmeri people, he is said to have brought eternal darkness to the Wildwood. We won't show the encounter, but just like Breach, there are a range of unique items you can get for defeating him, and you will gain points in the ritual section of the Atlas tree. Some maps have been touched by insanity. A mysterious entity has taken a special interest in you. Step through the looking glass and you will find your nightmares coming to life. When you touch a mirror, the mists of delirium will spread out across the area, infecting your mind.
Nice.
You must
There
stay
you go,
within the
Nightmare.
mist to maintain the nightmare, which is as profitable as it is terrifying. Everything you kill will increase the rewards that drop. However, the deeper into the mist you travel, the stronger the monsters are. Be careful not to overstay your welcome. Rare and unique enemies will become vessels for terrifying demons, who will manifest out of them to unleash powerful attacks on you. The mist also offers a strange crafting material, distilled emotions. By combining these emotions, you are able to instill your amulet with a notable from the passive skill tree.
Guys, another form of horizontal progression. So you can take a notable keystone, essentially, and put it into your amulet. More. There's more.
This is like gaining an extra passive point for free,
There's
attached
more.
to your gear. They are also particularly great because you don't have to traverse the tree to get them, allowing you to get off-class bonuses that would normally be much harder to get.
Oh my god.
Distilled emotions can also be used to instill your endgame maps, applying Delirious to them and adding additional difficulty and rewards, allowing you to further juice your endgame maps. The tablets you can find from Delirium can be used to further improve it, increase pack size, make the fog dissipate slower, or improve your progress towards the pinnacle encounter of Delirium.
Nice.
Speaking of which, every now and then you will find simulacrum splinters. The mysterious entity will create strange encounters based on warped versions of your own memories. Monsters and simulacrums come in waves that get progressively more difficult.
Oh, that's
You will receive loot at the end of each wave, and you will have to make the decision to leave now or continue on, facing up against even tougher foes from the mist. The bosses you will face as you get deeper into a...
If you put enough grind into one game, they'll never have to make another game ever. Yeah, they said that about Path of Exile 1, and then they made Path of Exile 2.
Simulacrum are truly terrifying. If you can complete a simulacrum, you will gain points for the Delirium section of the Atlas skill tree.
Holy shit.
Next up, we have Expedition.
Another one. They're just adding all of the previous leagues into Path of Exile 2 at the beginning of the game. So Expedition League, Ritual League, it's all in here. It's all in here, guys.
Occasionally, while clearing corruption, you will encounter these Kalguran settlers. The Kalgurans have discovered ancient burial sites with lost Verisium artifacts.
So this is the same as Settlers of Kalgor.
They want you to help dig them up with explosives. The
Nice.
Kalgurans have marked the locations where the relics can be found.
More
Place
booms. I
explosives
like
as
it.
best you can to dig up as many as possible. There is just one problem. Corruption has brought the corpses of their ancestors to life, so you might have to do a little cleanup before you can reclaim the artifacts.
Holy shit.
You can also find remnants, the destruction of which will further anger the restless dead. Each one you blow up will make the subsequent monsters more powerful, but also more rewarding.
Okay.
Danig, Rog, Tujin, and Gwenin will exchange the artifacts for useful items and runic magic. You can also find tablets to
What does
increase
runic
the
magic
number
mean?
of expeditions and the rewards.
Nice.
This one increases the radius of explosives, while
Dare I say, guys, more horizontal progression. More.
this one increases the number of remnants you will find.
Oh my god. There's
Eventually,
more.
you might discover a logbook. These are special maps full of buried treasure and relics. Essentially, one giant dig site.
More.
Here, you can create an extremely long chain of explosives and go through a very high number of remnants. But be careful, many remnants have mods that can really brick your build, so you will probably want to avoid these ones. If you add too many remnants, you could easily make the encounter harder than you can handle. There are all sorts of interesting things buried under the ground in logbooks. You might find dripping caves and hidden pirate caches. But the most powerful encounter is Olroth, the ancient undead commander of the Knights of the Sun.
He looks
Defeating
cool.
him will grant you unique rewards, as well as points to spend in
Oh,
the
dude,
expedition
that
section
animation
of the
was
Atlas
sick.
tree. So those are the in-game systems on the Atlas, but we are not done yet. The trials we talked about
What does he mean they're not done yet? What does he mean they're not done yet?
earlier have much more content when you get to endgame 2. Just like the other endgame
What?
systems, they also have progression mechanics, unique rewards, and player power that can only be gained from them. As you get higher level coins for the trial
There's more!
of the Sycamores, you will unlock more floors to explore. Each floor has its own challenging rooms.
Yeah, Path of Exile 2 Opal Zero was supposed to be an engine upgrade at first. Basically, what happened was they heard the complaints and they agreed with them because Grinding Gear Games does agree with things. And they were like, yeah, melee sucks in Path of Exile 1. So we should start trying to fix it. And then they realized they needed to basically rebuild the game from the ground up. And then they decided, why not just make Path of Exile 2 at that point? So they started by trying to fix melee, and they basically made Path of Exile 2 for that reason. And then they added more. They're just like, you know what? let's just shove every fucking thing we can possibly think of. It is absolutely ridiculous.
And a floor boss that you will need to
Oh
kill.
my god.
There are 4 floors in total, leading to another pinnacle boss at the end of the last floor, which can only be accessed
I
at
love
endgame.
it, by the way. I'm not
The
saying this in
trial
a
of the
bad way. I'm
Sycamores
saying
is
this
where
in a
you'll
fun
find
way.
jewels, which you can
Doc,
socket into
how
your
you
tree.
doing, buddy? Welcome
These
back.
are like
Been a
passives
long
that you can
time.
craft with your
Hope you're doing
currency
good.
items.
Welcome,
They can be
welcome.
really powerful as they allow you to stack modifiers that may not
This
be
is
easily accessible on the
insane.
tree normally. This jewel gives lightning damage and shock chance, for example. There are quite a few jewel sockets on the tree, so it's
So we can add jewels to the freaking skill tree, guys. More horizontal progression. More. They're just like, yeah, I don't think, was this a thing in Path of Exile 1? I don't think this was the thing in Path of Exile 1. Like, this is absolutely new. Yeah, Diablo had better melee combat. You're correct. And you know, they fixed that. Like, the melee combat looks badass in this. It looks absolutely badass. They just have the jewels in the better spots. Oh, okay. I got you. So this was in Path of Exile 1. I missed that. Okay.
possible to gain a lot of power here. There are also other types of jewels that don't provide any bonuses themselves, but affect other passives surrounding them. This jewel increases the effect of small nodes and radius by 25%. With careful placement in the tree, you could get a significant amount of power from it. There are also unique jewels available with very interesting effects, but you will have to find those for yourself. In order to push further into the trial and uncover the secrets of the Maraketh, you will want to take advantage of its progression system,
This is insane.
Relics are items that can be placed in the relic altar as you start the trial. They give special bonuses that affect the trial, making it easier and increasing its rewards. Of course, you can craft these with your currency items, making them even stronger.
One might say more horizontal progression. Free game, by the way, guys. Free game.
If you can complete the entire trial overcoming all 4 floors,
This is
the final boss
insane.
will reward you with one of many unique relics. These relics will be consumed when used on your next run, but
my
can reward you
God.
with unique and powerful items. For example, this is the Last Flame. If you use it, you will have only 1 honor for the entire trial, so you will need to do a completely hitless run. The Trial of Chaos also extends into the endgame. As you gain inscribed ultimatums of higher and higher levels, the number of chambers that you can go through increases.
Passive skill
In
boost can
true
make or break a
Val
build.
style,
Yeah, exactly.
this allows you to take even more risks for even more rewards.
Oh my
At
God.
endgame, you can progress through up to 10 chambers with 3 bosses on a single run.
This is
Stacking
insane.
10 tribulations on top of each other will make this a significant challenge, but it's worth it. The Trial Master will tempt you with items of the Val Empire, such as Val Orbs. Val Orbs are powerful crafting items that corrupt your gear with random, mysterious outcomes.
So we can just brick our gear immediately with corruption. Or really good bonuses. So, more horizontal progression.
Corruption prevents an item from being modified further,
Oh
so
my
it has to
God.
be the last step of your craft. But it's also the most impactful one. For example, if you
Jesus
use one on your body
Christ.
armor, it might add a new powerful enchantment, or it might re-roll up to half of its modifiers.
Nice.
Val Orbs also have the ability to add a socket, allowing you to bypass the normal restriction of how many sockets an item
More.
can have. A body
Yeah,
armor
more.
can get up to 3
I get it.
sockets this way, allowing for a significant number of mods. Val Orbs can even modify uniques. Adding enchantments or sockets to uniques can make them incredibly powerful, but there is a good chance that you will break them as well. The Trial Master will also occasionally offer you soul cores. Originally formed by Chaos, the Val sought to replicate soul cores through human sacrifice rituals and blood magic to power their civilization.
This is
Soul cores are
insane.
powerful socketable items, with mods that cannot be obtained from regular runes.
There we go. More endgame progression. More of it. There's like, yeah, we wanted more. Just more again.
Like all endgame content, there is of course a pinnacle boss. The final chamber will drop keys to this mysterious door. Some
Oh
say
my
this is where the
God.
Trial Master himself resides. Perhaps you are willing to take the risk to find out. Had enough
A
yet?
Val Orb has a 99.98% chance to destroy an amazing item. Wait, is that true? Or is that like hyperbole? I have no idea. I have no clue. And now Pinnacle Boss.
Because there is still just one more thing. The most difficult content in Path of Exile 2. While mapping, you might come across this fortress that has emerged from underground, surrounded by an
More!
enormous maze riddled with danger. Is the maze
Dude,
preventing
how?
something from getting in, or something getting out? This fortress
This
is
is
of ancient
insane.
origin, and its construction has similarities to the towers and tablets that you have been using on your journey through the
I can't
endgame.
wait.
It is clear from the entrance that there are 3
This
keys
is-
required to enter.
this
Local
game is
factions are vying for
huge.
access to the fortress in order to seize the power they believe will be inside. Each of the faction's leaders have managed to get their hands on one of the keys, so you will need to defeat them. Each faction is led by an Uber-Act boss. You can see one of them inhabiting the city, but in order to fight him, you will first need to defeat their 2 lieutenants in the adjacent zones. Be careful. If you fail against either of the lieutenants, or to kill the leader, they will move on, and you will need to find them again. Kill all the Uber bosses and you will gain access to the fortress. We aren't going to spoil it, as we can't wait to see you guys attempt it for the first time.
Jesus
But is there a
Christ.
tree you get points in after killing it? Of course there is. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
So these are your
This is Path of fucking Exile, boys. There is always another tree. There's always. They just straight up said it. There's just like, you think you're done? You think you're done? Oh my God.
Challenges for PoE 2.
This is insane.
As you can see, this project is crazy huge. Way bigger than even we expected when we started out. But how do you gain access? Well, during early access, you'll need a key to get in.
Supporter packs. Yeah,
To thank our existing PoE supporters who have spent more than $480, we'll be giving you guys a key for the PC version for free.
Jesus
Anyone
Christ.
else who wants one can get one by purchasing one of the new early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store.
Wait, there's more. Yep.
If you just want early access to
Billy
PoE 2,
Mays.
then you can get a key in the $30 early
Oh
access
my
pack.
God.
The pack also comes with $30 of points to spend in the MTX store. But we also have a variety of other supporter packs filled with exclusive microtransactions, points to spend in the store, and even physical items. The cosmetics can be used right now in PoE 1 and in Path of Exile 2 when
These
early
are some
access
good-ass
starts.
cosmetics, though.
Most of
I'll
this
say
footage
that
has been
much.
recorded in Path of Exile 1, since that's where you can use them immediately.
So it look even better.
The Lord of
PoE 2.
Ogham supporter pack contains
That's
a
cool.
cosmetic armor set befitting of the Count of Ogham himself. There is also a matching back attachment, which has an
Sounds like a
alternate
D&D
variant
god. Yeah,
depicting
exactly.
the influence of corruption. Also in this pack, you can find a portal formed of the rusted armor of the fallen soldiers in the Red Veil of Ogham,
That's cool.
and the offspring of a vicious crowbell boss
It's
found
a
in the Hunting
dog.
Grounds. This one doesn't look so vicious though.
Aww. Very cute.
On top of that, you'll receive the Iron Count's Zweihander to apply to your one-handed or two-handed swords. For those who are wanting to decorate your hideouts with fond memories and tales of Path of Exile's history,
You're a GGG
you'll
simp
also get
now?
a series of hideout statues.
Look,
This pack contains
I will say that considering the amount of work that they put in, I get it. I have no problem with any of their cosmetics at all. I think they're good cosmetics. I think they give a lot of bang for the buck. And it's not like, it's not like your character looks like shit in the actual game without cosmetics. Your character looks awesome as hell with just like normal gear. So yeah, I think that's totally fine. I think that's totally fine how they do that. Absolutely. The only thing I don't like, Zaylan, for Path of Exile, for Grounded Gear games in general, is the fact that I have to buy stash tabs. I really do dislike that. Because that's like, pay for convenience. And it's not pay to win, but it is pay for convenience. And, I find that a little annoying. But it's like a little annoying for an otherwise completely free game. It's not like, Blizzard, where you have to pay $70 and then you have to pay for the DLC, and then all further progression is locked behind the DLC, which is another fucking $40, and then there's another $20, this and that, and they're just like nickeling and diming you just over and over and over again. You're just like, oh my god, bro. Oh my god.
the statue of Hillock. For Path of Exile 1's closed beta, each pack contained a true New Zealand icon, the Kiwi. Following this tradition, all packs in this series will also contain a new themed Kiwi pet. The pet will loyally follow you into battle, but run away at the first sign of trouble. Become the ruler of the desert with the King of the Faradin supporter pack. Show your mastery of traversing the sands of the Vasteri Plains. The body armor will allow you to glide along the ground with ancient sand magic.
Now,
they
do
each
it very
armor
well.
set comes with body armor,
Like,
boot,
I mean, I have my quibbles with buying stash tabs, but besides that, like everything else GG does is really good. Like, they're really, really ethical with how they deal with pretty much everything, including the stash tabs. Like, the stash tab is like $5, and there's no upfront cost of the game, like none, unless you wanted to get like the supporter pack here, but that's it. Which I know.
Gloves and helmet, but the boots are covered in sand. If you'd prefer to show them off, you can turn the gliding off if you want.
Nice.
The accompanying back attachment equips you with two powerful pillars that can control and manipulate lightning. They will periodically release their energy in a powerful blast while in town, and hover in a circle around you, arcing lightning between them, forming a barrier of energy. Replace the appearance of any bow with the Faradin's Glory skin.
Yeah.
Or replace the appearance of a spear with the Tyranny.
I'm actually curious how they're gonna deal with RMT. Like, they do a decent job, but they don't do like a perfect job. No game ever does. But RMT is a bit of an issue in PoE 1. And you can buy and sell everything in Path of Exile 2. So I don't know how they're going to deal with it, if they're going to be doing anything any differently or anything like that.
End Spear Skin. This spear skin can be applied to staves and war staves in Path of Exile 1. If you want to truly show your worth as a king of the Farad'n, then you definitely need your trusty, moving, entire city fortress known as the Dreadnought to travel across the Vasteri Plains.
Okay.
In Path of Exile, you can decorate your hideout however you like, and it's no exception here. It comes with a variety of thematic elements to
I love
use,
this.
or use decorations
That's
from
cute.
elsewhere in the game. Additionally, you'll get the
Basically
Deshret's
housing, player
Blessing
housing.
level up effect,
It's massive, yeah.
the King of the Farad'n Kiwi Pet, and last but not least, a statue depicting the Vaal Oversoul from
Oh
Path
my
of Exile 1.
god. It's hard to combat RMT without harming the normal player experience. Yeah, I know. It is hard, but I also think that like a company uses that I'm not saying that, Grinding Gear Games does it more than any other company. I think every company does this to an effect where they basically use it as an excuse like, "Oh, it's difficult for us to deal with, so we're not going to deal with it at all." And you compare that with, I haven't really covered it, but with like Ashes of Creation, they were having a problem with like, it wasn't RMT particularly, but it was like other stuff where it was like a duping thing and everything like that. And they basically stated that if you do this again, we tracking every single item ID. And if we see you duping, we're going to fucking permaban you. We don't care. We don't care if you spend $120. We will permaban you. That's some big dick energy. Werewolf, how you doing? We miss you. How you been, Werewolf? Hope you're having a great night. Good to see you, my friend. Good to have you back.
Those who don't know how supporter packs
Based
work,
completely.
each pack comes with all of the cosmetics from the previous tier.
Yeah, I might want to cover that, actually, says the guy, because it's such a cool story. Like, that entire debacle, says the guy, happened last week.
So
And
you
they
get
handled
all
it
the
the best way
items from the
possible.
Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well.
I got you, Werewolf.
The
Welcome, my friend.
Thaumaturge of the Vaal supporter pack
Yeah, we've
features
been on
an
for like
armor
a
set
solid 4
and
hours
back
already.
attachment themed around the Vaal and their pursuit of
The duping
science and
exploits,
progress.
exactly, yep.
You can find the Soul Core weapon effect in this pack, which causes thaumaturgic energy
This is
harnessed
cool.
from sacrifice
That's a
to
cool.
spill from
yeah,
your
look
weapon.
at the fire coming out.
This pack
Soul
also
fire.
contains Doryani's Idol. It replaces the default appearance of any foci to an ancient relic once used by Doryani, and this can be applied to shields in Path of Exile 1. That's not the only Vaal
permaban
weapon you'll
25
find.
people, yeah.
It also contains the Wand of the Thaumaturge skin.
They permabanned like the absolute worst. But they didn't permaban everyone. Because yeah, it's a thing. I'll talk about it later. The lovely Bakor, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you for the raid. Our second raid of the night. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, the lovely Bakor. How have you been? Let me give you a shout out, Bakor. Absolutely. How's life been for you, Bakor? So good to see you. So good to have you back. It's been a while since I've been on, so I appreciate you hopping on in. How was No Man's Sky? I hope it's going amazingly. I hope you're having a lot of fun. Lots and lots of love to you, Bakor. What you been up to, my friend? How was No Man's Sky? We're covering Path of Exile 2. Having a good time. How are you? I hope you're having a good time. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And the Royal Sacrifice Dagger skin.
Is this all just support packs? Yeah.
You wouldn't think to put sacrificial gems on a Kiwi,
That's
but
alright.
the Vaal did
Let's just
drop it.
see if there's
And
anything
other
else.
players will be able to find foil versions of uniques that you have submitted along
Yeah.
with Exile 2.
Okay.
And they're also be able to select any unique item
we
you have
go.
found and be
We're
able to
skipping through the rest of the supporter packs because we don't need to see the cosmetics. If you guys want to see the cosmetics, I'll link the original video in the comments below, in the actually description below. So let me know if you guys want that. But I mean, I don't buy microtransactions for cosmetics ever. But they have really cool ones. Good for them. That's awesome. And I fully support people getting it. But we didn't want to cover all of them because
drop it
it's been
from
a
the
long
reliquary.
video already.
Once players have submitted their items,
Okay.
keys to the reliquary will start dropping, and other players will be able to find foil versions of uniques that you have submitted, along with a message for the lucky player. The more players submit the same unique, the more chances there will be for the reliquary to drop them, so choose wisely.
That's interesting.
Now, almost all of these items are available to use in PoE 1 right now. There are a few exceptions where the item class
Yeah,
clearly
that was another thing, I think.
doesn't
unique
exist,
items.
such as crossbows or flails. And there are also a few microtransactions on weapon types that are unavailable in PoE 2 at the start of early access. Once classes that use those weapon types are added, those microtransactions will be available to use.
Okay.
If you can't decide which supporter pack to choose yet,
Aw, the lovely Bakor, my pleasure. How you been, my friend? How was life? Can you guys give some serious love to Bakor? Tell me about No Man's Sky, Bakor. How's everything going with that? And also, we are back, my friend. It's been a long time since we've been here. Did you have a fantastic Thanksgiving? I hope you did. I hope you did.
You can always start with the Early Access Supporter Pack that just includes a key and some points to spend in the store. Then you can upgrade to any of the following tiers at a later date. These supporter packs will be available for purchase throughout Early Access.
Aw, thank you for the 100
We'd
biddies
really
as
like
well.
to thank you for your ongoing support.
I appreciate it a lot.
Without you guys...
It means now more than ever, considering like what my dad's going through. I'm going to have to, we're going to have to find a way to pay for 20% of the surgery and everything like that. It does mean a lot. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being in here, for the raid, for all of that. It means an absolute bunch. It means an absolute bunch. Lots and lots of love. Hey, of course. I'm glad you had fun.
Path of Exile 2 could not have happened.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions.
Okay.
Stick around, because coming up
Q&A?
next, we have a live
Here we
Q&A
go.
with Ziggy D.
Oh, wait, no, that's a separate thing. Never mind. All right. That was insane, guys. That was insane. Yeah. They just decided to completely shit on Diablo 4. This video about endgame is longer than Diablo 4's entire endgame. I think that's a little hyperbole now, but in season 1 and 2, that was true. In season 1 and 2, that was actually completely true. I haven't felt such Christmas for years now. Yep, exactly. But wait, there's more, or as I like to say it, this more. More gift. Oh my god, this is insane. This might be one of the best videos I've watched in ages. This was crazy. Like, dude, the GG Grinding Gear Games is cooking. This was like the biggest reveal I've seen for a long time. And like I said, I think this will be the biggest fucking ARPG, bar none. Like, it's not even close. Like, Path of Exile 2 is on track to be, like, the biggest thing. And you know what? They fucking deserve it. Oh my god, they absolutely deserve it. I'm so happy. All right, can't wait. Guys, enjoyed the video. Give this video a like, give it a comment, share it with your friends. What is your favorite part? My favorite part is the ascendancies. And all these ascendancies look really, really cool. And also, of course, the warrior, the freaking Titan's grip, being able to slam things, being able to swap between, two-handed weapon and shield and one-hander and everything like that. It's going to be so cool. They're going to be adding a lot of nuance. The melee combat looks clean, and that is absolutely what we will be going for first. That is my favorite part of, Path of Exile 2. Mercenary looks super cool. Avatar looks super cool. I'm just calling it the Avatar, but it's just straight up the monk class. Everything looks really, really good. So, absolutely super excited. Let me know what your favorite part is and what you're going to be playing, what build you're thinking of. I'm going to be going big bonk, Titan's grip, two-handed double bonks. That's what I'm going to do. For sure. It's going to be a lot of fun. And can't wait to see you guys in the next video. And definitely tell me all the good stuff. Can't wait to see you guys playing Path of Exile 2 in just under a week. I will definitely be there and be square. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to die a lot. It's going to be great.